The 3Daddy podcast is brought to you by viewers like you. If you want to learn how you can support the three greasy daddies, head to patreon.com/Mavizzle. Thanks for tuning in.
But it'll be out next week on YouTube and on your podcast services, correct?
Yeah, so it goes live on Patreon on Monday, and then it goes live on YouTube on Friday. So you get early access with Patreon. We're three greased up leather bear daddies. Every week we're ready to make a mess, so we get together and this is pretty much what we do. It's
first off, let's be clear. The guy gets on, Mavizzle gets on, and he's like, oh, I got sponsors and ads. Nobody fucking sponsors my fucking show. I've been wearing this Tory Holistics hat for months, hoping just somebody would notice, going, oh, Jay, nobody's giving me money. So I don't fucking know what he's doing right, but welcome to the show. Welcome to me to hello, everybody. Fuck, go.
Yeah. Welcome to another episode of the 3Daddy podcast. We got a fourth daddy on this episode tonight, and I got to tell you, I'm really stoked. I'm actually erect right now. It's the hot young stud and video game visionary and YouTuber right now, David Jaffe. He's got a show, Gabbin' and Games, where he goes on there and talks his shit. And fuck, man. Yeah, I'm super stoked to finally have you here. I've been, engaging with your content for quite a while. I remember I was talking to you on Twitter, over 10 years ago. Like that was like when I first, because I used to follow Ed Boon, and
you don't follow Ed Boon anymore?
He's just so cryptic with everything he fucking says. It's a cock tease. I still follow him, but I don't engage with him anymore. I always send messages and I'm like, hey, like what's the new leak or whatever. And so many people do it.
Tell you.
I know.
I'll tell you that.
So many people do it though. It's just like, Ed
Boon's a survivor, bitch. He ain't going to spill the beans. Like, I'm sorry, Warner Brothers. Mavizzle called me. He's got a fucking sponsorship with some beer company. And what am I going to do? Not tell him? Yeah. Mortal Kombat versus Marvel coming out. That would be a game. Mortal Kombat versus Marvel. Mortal Kombat versus Marvel versus DC. Just make it happen. Stop being bitches.
Just let them all fight in fucking in brutal fashion. That'd be fucking excellent. But yeah, so we got some topics this week. For anybody that hasn't seen the show, it's basically the lowbrow version of Constellation, a much better podcast. If you haven't seen that show, or if you are aware of that show, just turn this off right now and go watch Constellation. But if you're ready to get dirty and you want to take a shower after you listen to this, check us out. We're probably 15 minutes in. We'll be ready to start hanging dong. I'm cracking my first beer right now, the official beer of the 3Daddy podcast. This is Stone IPA, and it's fucking. This is how we do it, man. So we all bring a topic to the table and we shoot the shit about it. I guess this week we can kick off the inaugural topic. And I do want to tell you, Jaffe, we go on mad tangents on this fucking show, and tangents are welcome. I know a lot of people try to stay on topic, dedicate a certain amount of time for each person for, each topic, but we just go wherever the conversation leads. So yeah. In true fashion though, you're our guest, man. If you want to, start with your topic, you're absolutely free to.
Go first though. I know what your real name is. What is it? Chainsaw? Jigsaw? Tom, what's your name on this show? Tom.
Oh, Craw Daddy. That's Craw Daddy.
Yeah, Craw Daddy.
Somebody give him a close up. Give him a close up.
Okay.
Did you grow up in that house?
Yeah, I've lived.
Okay, is that like a little fucking child sticker on your bathroom behind you?
Yeah,
like an octopus? Huh?
Oswald is the name of the character.
That's when you were like 4?
Yeah, I was like 4 when I had that sticker on.
Okay.
You're like, okay.
I'm just wondering what the ladies think when they come. Well, they're not coming over. Listen, here we go. My God. I would be surprised. Would you show me where you're like, I got a girl right here in the bed.
Be surprised.
She hadn't woken up yet from the cocktail I slipped into her. But yeah, she's here.
Been down here all
oh my God.
Yeah. It's weird. She looks just like my mom, but my mom said don't. Anyway, look. It's late. I don't do podcasts late. I don't have a fucking clue what I'm going to say. My topic this week is the closest you've ever come to death, right? And I'll tell you why. I don't mean the quantum immortality stuff, which I think is fascinating, but I mean, where you actually knew you had a pretty fucking good shot of kicking the bucket, right? And the thing that freaked me out about mine that I'll tell you, well, okay, so here is something before my dad died over 10 years ago. I was just asking him, and I had this memory in my head when I was about 4 or 5. Well, the memory was from when I was about 4 or 5, and we were on like a rowboat in a lake in Alabama. My dad had taken us out fishing, and I have this remembrance of the rowboat kind of being pulled towards this waterfall, and my dad rowing really fast, really hard to try to keep us from going over the waterfall. And I remember getting close enough that I could look, and I'm like, that was a huge motherfucking drop. And as I got older, I never asked him about it because I just assumed, okay, you embellish as a kid and you're like, yeah, maybe there was a waterfall and dad didn't want to ruin the boat, or he didn't want to get wet because we had to, who knows? But as my little kid's imagination, I'm like, oh, no, that was a big deal, Right. But I asked him, and I said, he was not about to die, but I mean, he was much, much older. And, it's like 15 years ago. I said, do you remember that? Here's how I remember it. And I told him what I just told you guys. And he says, that's exactly what happened. He says, we would have died. He says, we almost went over that fucking waterfall. And all I could do is just not focus on anything but rowing and rowing and rowing. And I said, I remember it being like a huge drop. He said, yeah, it would have easily killed us if we would have gone over that waterfall. So
that's incredible.
Yeah, that's the closest that I'm aware of. I've been to death. I'm aware I could have gotten in a car accident around the E3 Convention Center at some point, 2011. But even, you're not necessarily going to die, but this would have killed me. And there may be other, events that I've come so close, but I just don't know. But this is one that I know. And I look back now and I say, it makes you wonder, how close have you been? Like, if you could have some brilliant AI and you could kind of go, tell me the 10 times in life, like what percentage have I come close to death? I would be, it's almost like, it's kind of like when you go on your deathbed, tell me, or when you die, I want to know all the times I've ingested bugs and weird shit in my food. Right. And it's like, you would be stunned what you've actually eaten, and it would make you sick.
It all gives you your stats at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. I bet there are things like that. It's like, oh, well, remember that time you got on the freeway and then you decided to get off because you forgot your glasses? If you would have stayed on that freeway for one more minute, you would have been decapitated instantly because there was a truck that flipped or whatever. I mean, that shit, that's some amazing stuff. So that's my topic. How close have you come to death? Do you have any of those sorts of stories? And if you do, did they change you? Did they make you think about things different? Or is it like, fuck it, bitch, I don't care. Death can get me when he earns me. Isn't that what Kratos said in Ragnarok? I don't fucking know.
Something like that.
Something like that. I didn't finish it, so.
Fuck, dude. Yeah, you go.
Go ahead,
you go, Craw. Oh,
Okay. Well, there was one time when I was on the highway. I was about to take a turn to the left side, and then all of a sudden I didn't check my blind spot, and the car almost fucking rear-ended me, and at the speed it was going, I probably would have died.
That's the closest you've come?
Yeah.
How long did it take you? Because I've had situations like that, and you're shaking for a minute, and then it's almost like, and I know there's a psychological term for this. I don't remember what it is, where the brain kind of intentionally puts us in a state of denial at a level so we can function. So if you really thought about how dangerous driving was, probably most people wouldn't do it as often as they do. When you had that experience, did you kind of shake it off really quickly, or did you have to pull over and go, oh my fucking God? Or what was the aftermath?
I pulled over for 5 minutes, and I was processing what just happened. I was okay, I'm good now. Let me go back on the road. And then I just thought about it the rest of the day. Like, damn, that was a really close call. I would be very
right. How old were you?
Right now I'm currently 24. That was probably when I was like 20, 21.
Okay. I only wonder because I think the idea that kids like 16, 17-year-olds driving cars is just the most terrifying thing in the fucking world. And I'm glad my kids don't drive.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. I almost
didn't start fully driving till I was like 18, 19 because my parents were like, no, you're not getting behind the wheel.
It's
16, 17, even though you have your permit.
Absolutely.
That's what's crazy about driving too, is a lot of people, because when it comes to like driving or traveling in general, like flying, a lot of people are afraid of flying, right? Well, you're probably more likely to get into a car accident than you are to get.
There's no probably. Statistically,
like, most certainly.
Yeah. The only thing that's certain with flying is if you crash, chances are you're dead. Yeah. But the frequency of crashes is so low, especially on commercial planes, that it's. But you know, it's the brain, man. I mean, there used to be a great website. Well, horrible. I used to fly to Utah all the time working on the Twisted Metal games, and I would always check the website. It was called amigoingdown.com. And it was not a, oral sex site. It was about you entered your airplane airline, and you entered the type of plane it was and all that. And then from that, they would tell you the odds of the plane you were about to get on would crash. And it would always set my mind at ease because it was in the high hundreds of thousands, if not some cases millions. But I would never Google it for a car.
Yeah,
fuck that. Yeah,
no way.
No. Because people don't value life as much as everybody else. Some people do, some people don't. Right? Some people are like, I'm driving the car. Like these fuckers on motorcycles. I get it. You love your motorbike. You love your little motorcycle. That's great. Enjoy that shit. But it's kind of like playing Elden Ring and, not wearing any armor. It's like, you can do, that's how I play because it's faster, but it's not my real care. It's my real life. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, people dude. Are like so easy to throw their life away.
Well, that's the thing too. Like when you're driving cars, like a lot of people treat their cars like big fucking toys. And it's like, nah, you're like in a 2,000 fucking pound, like machine, a death machine. Like it's fucking like fiberglass, like shit that will crumple and crush you if you fucking hit it the wrong way, and like, fuck that, dude. Like people dehumanize other people. I find myself doing it when you're driving. You like look at other, like everybody.
Everyone else is just an NPC to you when you hit the road.
Every time someone goes in front of me, it doesn't matter if they're cutting me off or whatever. Like if I'm in a hurry, fuck whoever is in front of me. You know what I mean? Like, and you do that. Like you don't realize like these are people. Like it's crazy because you brought this topic up and I was like actually driving earlier to go to the store and fucking I'm at a packed intersection and there are just tons of people going by. And I was just like, fuck, like all of these people are going to be dead one day. Like it's just they all like have their own individual life and like fucking the people that they're close to and the people that they matter to. And there's just so many fucking people in all these cars, and it's just like, how many of them are it's going to go in a car? It's going to happen in a fucking vehicle,
I always wonder, and I go on all kinds of podcasts and different sizes and stuff. And I wonder, especially when I go on one that has tons, you go on a Collins podcast. He's got tons of people who listen to that show. You mentioned constellations or whatever, sacred symbols or whatever. And it's like, at some point someone's going to die listening to that fucking show. And that's the last thing they're going to fucking hear is Colin Moriarty talking about PlayStation or something. And it's like, well, that was that, what'd you die listening to?
That was it.
That was it. That was it.
And a couple of dumpster fires on there.
Yeah, we're a fucking train wreck dumpster fire of a show here. So that would be a sad death if someone died.
No, I don't think so. There's probably somebody out there that listens. There's religiously who's like, these are my boys. I love this podcast, and and as he takes his last breath. Because let's be honest, if he's a fan of this show, he's probably not very healthy. And as he takes his last breath, and passes away, he hears you guys. That's kind of nice,
I had to listen to me hack my lungs out.
I'd appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, if he subscribed, I'd appreciate him. I know he didn't sub to the Patreon because fucking we don't have any subs. So
okay, but his hands don't work. Be nice. He's dying. Okay, at least he's got the nurse to turn on. Were you on? I gotta tell you, were you ever on our one of our live streams when? Really good guy. I like this guy, but he used to be a hardcore supporter of the show. Then he's kind of in and out. He's like, you're just too negative or whatever, but good guy. And he lets me know that he had some really fucked up medical situation and they ended up having to amputate his legs. And he was in the hospital when he called in. And I said, can I video chat you for the show? I want to show people your nubs. And because I want to see him, and he was totally cool with it. And I wasn't being mean. Some people are very sensitive. Like, that's mean. And I was like, no, I'm just trying to make it less, it's like, it's like those things.
Less of an elephant in the room.
Yeah. And when you see somebody that has some kind of, out of the ordinary disfigurement, if you live long enough, you don't have to live that long. You recognize very soon that the more you expose yourself to something unusual like that, it just becomes normal and you don't even see it. They're just your friend.
Right.
So I was just trying to kind of bring it into that light and also just kind of have fun with them. I did ask him, because there have to be women out there that like to fuck the nubs. That's true.
Oh yeah.
That's true. You're not going to get the whole nub into the vagina, of course, but
they want you to try.
They're out there. Try. And I'm not even being silly. There's a fetish for almost everything. And so, maybe his wife or his girlfriend is she's like, lube up the nub, baby.
Yeah, right.
We're going to Tuna Town.
It sucks though, because like normally you're able to say like, wrist deep or elbow deep. And really, I mean, there's no, if it's just the nub, thing. It's the,
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
You're nub deep.
Nub deep. That's right. I shoulder deep. My foot up your ass if I had a foot.
I'm thigh deep.
That's right.
Yeah, I've almost died a couple times. To be honest though, if I could count on one hand, like I could count on one hand how many times I've almost died, but on my other hand, I could count more times that my butthole was almost taken, like by somebody. And That's those stories. Yeah.
Equal.
Yeah, no, not equal. I'd say more. Yeah. Like, remember I told you about that time I was at the bar. I was at the bar and that fucking guy tried to kidnap me. And then the other time I was at the hotel. Yeah, in Reno, when that guy fucking tried to smoke a cigarette with me and get me up to his hotel room. And then fucking there was another time. Fuck, I had another story. I'm pretty sure I had another story. Maybe it's
How do you know this was going to end in butt play though? Maybe they were just like, hey, I want to sell you.
Because he probably set it up like that. He just wants us to think that he was...
He likes to be right at the edge.
He initiated it.
This is where he knows those scenarios will happen.
Yes, I know.
Yes. And it's all he's able to do right now is get up to the edge and then pull back.
No.
And that thing, by the way, nothing is wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with that. Yeah. Eventually, it's like the Last Crusade. You'll take that step over the chasm. You'll have the faith.
I can't.
And you will become a true connoisseur of the butthole.
That's like gooning, but in real life.
Shut up.
That's like
gooning.
Yeah,
that's like the movie with the Goonies.
No, it's a whole topic. Yeah, we do. So we do another show called 3Daddy Extended where we have two hot for YouTube topics, and gooning is one of them. Gooning is like a collective thing. Like I'll give like a rough idea of what gooning is. It's a whole community of guys and girls that what they do is they collectively encourage each other to edge, like solo edge. So they all sit there for like 5-6 hours, have sessions.
Are they around they're at the same location.
So they do it both on the internet where they just message each other. And then they also have meetups where like, it'll be like 6 guys with like, a bunch of screens on the TV. Like a bunch of different screens and different stuff playing on every single screen. And they'll just be going at it for fucking hours, like individually, and encouraging each other to do it. It's a whole fucking thing. And I went on the weird part of the internet. And
you actually went to the weird part, like the dark web, or you just went to some weird sites?
No,
I've never been to the dark web.
There's a subreddit called it's like a whole subreddit about this. Like I stumbled onto it from Twitter. Like one day I was on Twitter and I was looking at some,
just like you stumbled, just like you stumbled into the bar with the, come up and have a cigarette in my room. Come on.
Right?
You thought this was a podcast. This is an intervention, buddy. We don't care what you're into. We just wanted to come in.
There's room for both of us on this stool if I flip it.
Okay.
Exactly right.
But no, near death experience. So one time I'm hanging out
let's
with
stick with this. It's clear that's what you want to talk about. That's not a problem.
He wants us to goon him. Now he wants us to goon him.
Stop it.
God.
That's not why I brought that topic up.
But the thing you have to understand is the doing shows like doing shows like this in my show at times as well. I mean, I've learned so much. Now I know gooning. I learned what a blumpkin was. I had no idea what a blumpkin was.
Yeah.
I learned what a blue waffle was. Didn't know what a blue waffle was.
Oh, that one's nasty.
Huh?
That was
rough.
Nasty.
Yeah, nasty as fuck, man.
Yeah, that's rough.
But it's amazing that it occurs frequently enough that someone gave it a name, right? It's like,
right.
You know, there's a name for taking a shit and getting a blowjob while it's happening. That's called a blumpkin. That's a blumpkin. That's what I was like it doesn't matter. But the point is, it's a blumpkin. Let's go back to near-death experiences, Mavizzle. What's going on, pal?
Yeah, man. So there was this one time where I knew this crazy guy. I've talked about him before on the show. His name was Sean. And he was this crazy, like, redneck dude from Oregon that I just met at bartending school. So I started just, like, being the silent dude in his passenger seat. Like, we would just cruise around and drink beers and, you know, just do dumb stuff together. And one night we're driving and he's like, we're going to go find a party. So we're driving down this street called Lone Tree in Antioch at like, 11 o'clock at night. And I was 20 years old. I was too young to get into a bar. Otherwise, we probably would have just been at a bar. But he's 21. So we're driving down the street and he rolls down his window and there's this like young kid sitting next to him. He goes, where's the party at? It's another teenager, like high school age. And the guy goes, oh, you want to know where the party is? Follow me. So he follows this guy. We follow this guy. Guy pulls up, picks up another 3 dudes and says, hey, I need to fit these other guys. Can they ride in your car too? And he goes, yeah, sure. Have them get in the car. And I'm like, dude, you don't know these people. He's like, I got the 357 under the seat. I don't care. And I'm just like, what the, like, I didn't know that. So they all get in the car. We actually follow the car to a party. So we drive over, it's like super late at night. There's a bunch of like, high schoolers and college kids that are all partying in this house. We go inside and, they got a keg and just there's booze everywhere. And, there's a couple that kind of like, rough looking individuals there that are like way older than everybody else. And I was like, this is kind of, I don't know what's going to go down here. And, I sit down on the couch in the front and I start talking to a couple people or whatever. They're smoking, passing around. So I get in the rotation and I'm smoking with them. And then my buddy comes over and goes, what are you doing up here, man? He's like, you need to get the hell in the back. He's like, you're sitting here with this sausage party, all these guys up here. He's trying to smoke on some weed. I got a flight attendant back here. I found this flight attendant. So I'm like, what? So he grabs me, takes me to the back. I start talking to this chick who's a flight attendant. She's like our age. So I'm talking to her for a second and pop, 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 pop. Bunch of like gunshots go off and people are dropping down to the ground. And I'm like right on the back patio and I run. I like book it and jump over the fence. Everybody else is like huddled down in the backyard. I jump over the fence, run across the street. And because it was like kind of on a side street, I run down that street to this car and there's like a couple like, making it in the car. And I'm smacking on the window and I'm like, we got to get out of here. They're shooting. And then like the guy rolls the window down and he's like, get in. So I jump in and we drive off and I scared the shit out of them because they thought I was the shooter, that was shooting. And I was super paranoid about getting my phone stolen. So I always, if we ever went to like a weird situation like that, I would leave my phone in my boy's car. So that way I couldn't get it stolen or drop it or lose it or something. So I have no contact with him. So we drive, they drop me off around the corner of this couple and then they take off. And I'm just like, holy shit. Like that was exciting. Like at that age, I'm 20 years old. I really didn't like realize what just happened. I walk back to the party. Like I walk all the way back because I don't know where my boy is. I don't know, payphones, they fucking started ripping them out at this point. Like, you can't find them anymore. So I fucking walk over to this party, and they have 4 dudes laid down. The police are there. They're handcuffed on the grass. And I guess these guys pulled up and did like a shooting at the party. They shot, somebody got shot on the couch right where I was sitting, right before my boy pulled me into the back. And then my boy pulls up and he rolls the window down and he's like, "What the hell are you doing? I thought you died. Get the hell in this car." You know, so I jump in. He's all pissed off at me, you know, for doing that. And we did the same thing a week later. That was the closest I came to death, but almost same exact situation happened at another party in the same city that we stumbled upon the same way. Except bullets didn't get fired. Like, a dude pulled a gun out and was aiming it at some guy, and the guy was being all tough saying, shoot me, and he didn't do it. The guy didn't shoot him. And then the police showed up and broke the whole party up, and we just walked out as they showed up. But yeah, man, almost like that's the closest I've ever came to death. Like, whoever was on that couch got shot, and
did that guy die?
I don't know. They freaking they got taken away in the ambulance, but like, I don't know. I didn't know anybody there personally. You know, it was a bunch of strangers. And yeah, that was fucking
wrong party.
It felt more exciting than anything. Like, at that age, like, now I look back and go, fuck, you know.
Yeah. And you know what the funny part about it is, not to retread topics, but you know, if you had not, when your buddy came and got you, and you were like, "Oh, I'm going to pretend I'm straight and go to the flight attendant," if you had gone to where you actually wanted to be, where you originally were with the sausage party, it may have killed you. I mean, it always goes back to that with you. Maybe
you could have got plugged either way.
Yeah. That's right. There you go. Mavizzle. These things happen. You know.
Yeah.
It's a scary story. Did your parents know that story?
No, I never told. They'll probably hear it on the show when they listen to it. Yeah, my mom wants nothing to do with this show though. Yeah, she heard the story about Miss Berry last week, and she heard like 5 seconds and said, "I don't want to hear any more of this. I don't want any
Miss
part
Berry.
of this show." Yeah.
Good old Miss Berry.
Good old Miss Berry.
Yeah, fuck Miss Berry. She'll be on.
I can't say that I could have. I've ever had necessarily a near death experience. I could say for sure, looking back on it, as far as that goes, there's definitely been times where like I didn't think I was going to be alive. Like, looking back on it, like, man, how did I live through that? You know what I mean?
No.
Like, stuff like that.
Like, what happened?
Yeah,
It's just like, you know,
when you took fucking ivermectin when you had COVID, it made you way sicker.
Horrible. Okay, yeah, that was kind of a near death experience. The first time I had COVID, that was horrible. I was on the couch. I was on the couch for 30 days.
When did you get it? Early on in the whole thing?
No, 2021. It was like July or June of 2021. But I had been on the couch for so long not eating that my legs were leaving bruises on my legs from laying down, you know?
You're getting bed sores, bro?
Oh, bed sores. Oh, okay.
It was bad. It was bad.
Because I remember when people first started getting COVID, and one of these news anchors, I think it was the Cuomo guy on CNN, was relaying his experience. And when people would talk about it at the very beginning, it was like, I never want to fucking get that. They're like, you feel like shit, but you have to get up and move around or your lungs will fill with fluid and you're hallucinating and the fever's awful. And I'm like, oh my God. And then now people are like, I got COVID. I was over in 10 days.
That was a topic, I think not on the last episode, maybe the episode before that.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we got flagged by YouTube too. Like I
saw that.
They fucking, if you put anything related to that shit, like in your title, they will put a warning underneath saying, if you want the real scoop, here's the World Health Organization's website. And I'm like, okay.
We were spreading propaganda or something.
Yeah. Right. Well, you were telling people to take fucking horse pills. So, I mean, come on.
Well, let me, just to be fair, I was willing to try anything at that point because my fever got
were you vaccinated?
No. Not at that point. I couldn't. At that point, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay, I probably could have gone in. I probably could have gone and done that, but I hadn't got it until 2021. So at that point, I was like,
I got you.
you know what I mean? Do I really need to go do that at this point? You know?
Yeah, you like Joe Rogan, do you?
I never watched Joe Rogan.
I'm kidding. No, I know. But hey, listen, you know, I know people have actually died of that shit, and it's good you're here. I mean, you're young. You're young though. You know,
it was. I remember one part of it in particular. The worst part was obviously being stuck in that one spot and not really being able to get up without being. It felt like I was like coming out of an acid trip. I was so dizzy. It was bad, but I remember being in the shower and my fever was so high that the hot water would make me black out in the shower.
Tell them the truth. You're whacking it in the shower. That's why. Because
I was whacking it in the shower with the fever, blacking out.
Can you imagine being so fucking sick, but you still make the energy somewhere in your brain? You're like, I'm still gonna fucking whack it.
It's like I gotta go do this.
I mean.
You gotta get the sickness out somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
I think what it is it's like those are the sperm that are like really bad sperm.
That's just
you gotta get it's like cancer in the body. You gotta get that shit out.
It's like by the time you actually make a baby, if you ever actually do, it's because the body has a system to know, okay, all the bad guys are out. You know, we've gotten rid of the things that could become a Hitler or could become a serial killer. And it doesn't work for everybody. That's how we get these anomalies like serial killers. But you got to masturbate a lot before you have the kids. Because if you go with the first shot, you don't know what's in that mix.
Yeah, it could be anything. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be anything.
Yeah.
That's why fucking Dirt Riffs draws the fucking picture. Dirt Riffs gets so down bad that he fucking actually, if he doesn't have any material, he'll sit there and draw like a stick figure with tits. He's done it. He's done it. He said.
Do they masturbate to the stick figure with kids?
That's what he does.
Sometimes if you have
to. You know? No fucking way. Who does that? You?
He goes, no way. He goes, no way.
You know, you're conditioning yourself to sort of be turned on by anorexic people.
Right? Well, I kind of
which is not a bad thing.
I look at it,
you know, they're sick. They have mental disorder, but I mean, you don't want to fetishize that.
I look at it more of as like the like I'm just basically drawing exactly what I would want, you know.
No, I don't know at all. You okay? So if I were to get a Post-it note, right? Hell, I'm going to do it. If I'm going to get a Post-it note,
be careful. Be careful. Be careful, man.
And you're going to get erect because I'm drawing a goddamn stick figure with tits.
We're on YouTube.
I'm just kidding.
He'll whip it out right now on us, dude.
Can you imagine?
No, I'm definitely not taking my dick out again on camera.
Can you imagine how hard up you have to be?
Yeah, that's fucked up, man. We're like 20 minutes into this thing, Logan.
I know, I'm not,
and you haven't even shown our guest your fucking dong yet.
I know.
Guys, not interested.
Not doing that
again. Maybe you will reconsider. That's an original Jeffy. By the way, that's not a penis down there. It's just I don't draw cleanly, and so that was the line, and then I drew the legs out. I didn't mean to leave a protrusion.
Those are some great tits, though.
I think you got a future in graphic design, Jeff. That's
you know what? There's enough people out there, not a lot, but there's enough hardcore Jaffe fans out there. I could probably sell this $500.
Probably, yeah.
And somebody's gonna buy it.
Yeah.
They're gonna
sign it, and it'll be $600.
I'm glad this is on your channel and not mine. Oh shit, it is on my channel. Well. What we gonna do now? You're done stepped in it now, ain't you, Jeffy?
Oh my god! I'm crying right now.
That's funny shit. No, I mean, as far as like anything that I could like look back on, like if I had to elaborate on that, like if I look back on all the times where I was probably ingesting things I shouldn't have been ingesting, you know, it's just like, man, I really shouldn't have done that because it.
Why did you do it? Why did you ingest the thing that's most dangerous? Was it like you just were curious or what?
I mean, when I was younger, I was just like, that's what we were all doing, was just partying.
Yeah. I know a story, man. My cousin's son's friend, so whatever, you get it, came home from a party. He had taken ecstasy, but he didn't realize that ecstasy, I want to say it was like Benadryl, some kind of just over the counter thing that his mom had given him when he got home because he didn't feel well. So it was either Benadryl or NyQuil. I don't know what it was, but he never woke up.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like he was some crazy kid. It's not like ecstasy is like, cocaine,
Right.
But it's the mixing. Hell, I was 45 before I learned don't clean your toilet if it's bleach and non-bleach, you'll fucking kill yourself. I didn't know that. I'm like, how do people know this?
Dude, I used to work for a fucking call center, and like this lady called up because her like her washing machine smelled like mold, and I was like, oh yeah, I was like, you should get some bleach and some fucking whatever it was. And, like, that was my first thing I thought of, because I'm like, that makes the most sense, like that will get the smell out right away. And then I googled it. I was like, hold on, let me Google this right quick. And then I looked, and it's like, that makes like mustard gas. I was like,
no, never smell again. Detergent. That's right, man.
The smell will go away for sure.
And I should have paid attention in home ec. That's why they teach home ec. It's like, do they still teach home ec? You guys are a lot younger than me. Is that still a thing?
I have no idea.
Probably not.
Yeah,
they're teaching you guys not to get shot. I mean, seriously.
I haven't been in school since 2009. So
okay, but you guys were all in school after Columbine, right? Because like I graduated. I mean, was that how much is it like driving? Like, how much of that did you allow to seep into your consciousness every day? Were you always like on pins and needles, or was it like you just joked about it and moved on with your fucking life? Because what are you going to do?
I used to be sitting there like in the fucking gym. Like, I remember we'd all be sitting on the ground, like, and there's only 2 exits. And I used to think that shit frequently. Like, we're just sitting fucking ducks right now. Like, I'm using that motherfucker for cover. If some shit happens and I'm running, I'm booking it this way, or I'm playing dead over here, like that. Like it used to be, because I used to daydream all the time. I failed out of high school because I used to just daydream all fucking day. But yeah, I used to sit there and think, like, if shit went down right now, like, I'm fucking getting the fuck out of here. But yeah, it was totally in my mind.
Were there kids that you had picked out, like, it's probably going to be that kid if it happens?
No.
I wouldn't say I've ever gone that far, but I will say I've gone as far as, like,
I don't mean kids you would shoot.
No. Of course not. No, of course not.
Okay.
No, I would go as far as, like, I would look around, like the exit thing. That's definitely valid. I still do that. I look for all the exits everywhere I go just because.
Mm-hmm.
But I also look at the people around me. So, like, if something's going to happen and I need help from someone, does it look like that guy's going to help me? Or can is that person going to be able to help if I need help?
Like, gonna be able to carry my ass.
You're somewhere out eating with someone, and the place gets shot up, and there's no doctors in the whole fucking restaurant.
Which is probably
you got to wait for an ambulance.
Is that why you go in and you ask everybody if they're a doctor?
Unless that's like one of the perks of eating at a very expensive restaurant. We always have a doctor here.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I would look at, is like, does anyone in this room look like they'd be able to potentially maybe save my life or make it to where I'm not going to make it?
Right. See, if I may, I think I can improve that a little bit for you, because do you ever see the movie Beverly Hills Cop, the first one?
Yeah.
Like
okay, so that scene where Eddie Murphy, Axel Foley goes in, he's in the strip club with the other 2 cops, and Rosewood's like the ignorant new guy, and he doesn't know shit. But Eddie Murphy sees the guy come in, the 2 guys come in with jackets, like trench coats, and suddenly he goes from being funny Eddie Murphy to being super fucking serious. And he's like, he says to the other cop, he says, hey, something's about to go down. It's too hot. Why are they wearing those jackets in June? And he was at, that I always wanted that kind of sense that I could kind of, right when they pull it, I'm there, either out of left, or I can be there to stop them. Cause that's the observation skills you want. Like, can you really read the room and go, that motherfucker? I wonder now, if I was back in high school when you guys were, if I would pull the people aside, I'm like, hey, I don't mean to be a dick, but you seem like you might be a shooter sometime. I'm a good guy. You want to come over and play video games and shit?
I got Nintendo.
Yeah, I just don't want to get shot, but I'll be your friend. I would totally
fucking blast my brains up.
Huh?
What'd you say, Craw Daddy? Are you okay? Are you all right?
Dude, I'm chilling.
Are you having a moment? You just said something very. I just heard something real dark. I caught the end of what you said.
Like, blow my brains out.
Yeah, that's all I heard.
That Oswald that sticker comment really got to him, Jaffe. He broke his heart.
I know. Yeah, he's got like the Billy Madison list on the background where he's like Jaffe. He's writing people on the list.
Yeah.
So,
I'll put the lipstick on in the mirror.
Oh, fucking Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
Oh, fuck me. Fuck me.
Yeah, I had a.
Wait a minute.
What?
A second ago, the camera cut to you and you're like, oh, blow my brain out, right? And now it just cut back to you and you're like, I'd fuck me. What the fuck is happening?
I have no idea what's
What
going
are
on.
you like?
Who's in charge of these camera? Like,
Well, I don't know, but every time it cuts to you, it's like you've got this weird inner monologue that seeps out about murder and fucking yourself. And Jesus, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I need you in the doctor's office for an appointment first thing Monday, buddy. This is not
First
looking
thing.
good. Yeah, first thing.
Fuck, dude. I have a boy.
Clear your schedule.
I have a good friend.
Yeah, like, keep that noted.
Dude, my back's hurting from laughing so fucking hard right now.
Oh,
That's
man.
fucking
Damn,
old.
you're showing
Oh,
your
my God.
age.
So fucking
Every now and then, just randomly cut the camera back and let's see what he's saying. You never. It's like
fuck, dude. But
Fuck,
So-
they cut out at the worst fucking time. And of course, it had to be on this episode.
yeah.
fuck. So my boy one time though, talking about, back on that subject of, thinking the shit's about to go down. He took like I don't know if you ever took a dab, Jeff, but it's like
What?
A dab. It's when you smoke straight concentrate. Like it's just straight up like wax that you get from the cannabis club. It's like concentrated THC.
No, I'm too classy for that.
So like they're like, they consider themselves connoisseurs. It was like the hottest thing for a while. Like they started, all the smoke shops just started selling these rigs and shit. And
I smoke the equivalent of boxed wine. Okay. It's a one, it's like gelato. It tastes like bananas and it's like a one size fit. You don't even need a vape pen, the pen, and it's all one thing. You throw it away when you're done. There's nothing classy or about that.
it's just a quick
Probably
fix.
comes with a baseball card. But anyway, yeah. So these guys were smoking the wax.
Yeah, so he took a couple of these dabs and then he goes to see The Purge, and it was like, I think it was like The Purge Anarchy or some shit. And he went there with his buddy in the entire movie. Like he said, there was some dude that showed up wearing like military fatigues and had a backpack. And the guy sat in the corner and he said, I spent the whole fucking movie just peeking over my shoulder. Like I couldn't even get into the movie. I thought the shit was going to go down.
Yeah.
Didn't something like that happen when The Dark Knight came out?
That fucking asshole.
Aurora, Colorado.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always looking for that shit now. Because people are fucking crazy. They've been crazy, but now they have an outlet for it. That's why we need the suicide pods like they have in Sweden or Switzerland or one of the Nordic countries.
Or what, Futurama?
That's a real thing.
No,
That's
it's a real
that's
thing.
a thing.
It's a real
really?
thing. Yeah.
Dang.
Just implemented that like.
And it's like, look, I don't want people who are in mental anguish to harm themselves. I want them to get help. But if you're so far gone, you're about to go kill a bunch of innocent people.
Then just
Then
maybe
let us help. Let us make this easy for you.
Yeah.
Because that's where it's going anyway. And you may as well. I mean, just
do everyone a favor.
That's actually valid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Valid as
Logan's
fuck.
Run. We should do it like Logan. You guys don't know Logan's Run.
Oh yeah, dude, Logan's Run's a classic.
Logan's Run is such an horribly old movie that when you watch it, you're like, how did anybody ever like this movie? Because the effects are horrible, but it's such a great story though. Like the story still works. It's fascinating, just fascinating. And when you think about it, everybody's gonna die anyway. I mean, it's a great question. It's like, would you rather let everybody die in the book it was 21, in the movie it was 30, but whatever, let's just say it was 25. Everyone's going to get killed at 25, but boy, society, you're going to have a hell of a party for 25 years, I mean, I don't know, it's worth thinking about.
Yeah, that does make sense. I mean, then at least you know
what
when the end is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Fuck, dude. I was convinced I was going to die because I mean, I used to have like delusions of Granger and shit. Like I used to think I was like fucking.
You had delusions of Hermione Granger?
Like, yeah, delusions of her. Oh, that too. Yeah. And, but yeah, no, I literally used to think there was a point where I was like, you know what? I'm about to save everybody from capitalism. And like, I'm going to fucking be like this artist. And I have all these ideas. And I was just smoking way too much weed, you know, and I had enough money to like have a car and like drive around and shit. And I was like bouncing from place to place for a couple of years, just like trying to make music, like make a whole life off of music. And I used to think, you know what, I'm 27 club, like I'm going to be dead before 27 and shit. Like they're going to get me. The government's going to get my ass because I know the truth about fluoride and all, you know, all this fucking one. I basically was chilling with this guy that was like super into conspiracies, and I was smoking with him and shit started making sense. You know what I mean? And like now I look back and I was like, God, that guy's a fucking idiot. Like he doesn't, you know, he's still living on someone's couch and he's like 40 something now, you know? But like,
yeah, conspiracies, man.
I used to think though, I was like, they're going to get me like Jimi Hendrix, you know, like that's what I believed in all this shit. And I lived really recklessly as a result of that. Like I used to think fucking whatever, like, you know, things can go either way. I used to hang out in crazy situations with like guys that didn't value life. You know, I'd be like riding in the backseat with like, you know, people that were like affiliated and shit like that. And a lot of people that ended up, you know, getting locked up or like, you know, just not having good outcomes, or people that didn't make it. Like, you know, they started mixing, what's it called, that fentanyl shit and everything at a certain point. And I remember like, you know, I would be the guy at the party where it's like, all right, whatever, like, let's fucking go. Let's do it. Like, not like crazy shit. Like I never did like any like smack or anything like that, but I would, you know, I would experiment. And next thing you know, like, I'd get a phone call. It's like, oh yeah, so-and-so just passed away. Like they just turned 20 and fucking someone gave them something at a party that had fentanyl and they fucking died. And, you know, that shit started happening and I started valuing my life a bit more. And it wasn't really until I met my wife, you know, because it kind of like made me go, wait a minute, like there are other people that actually give a shit about me, you know? And, and then now it's like, I think about it 24/7 about my mortality. I'm a sales guy. I'm on the road 70% of, you know, my week, like just driving place to place. And I looked up like the, you know, most dangerous jobs on a list, and salesman is one of those fucking things because you're on the road all the time, driving place to place, and just being on the road increases your risk of fucking dying, you know? And it's funny because like 10 years ago, I wouldn't give a fuck, dude. I'd be doing 3 things while driving a truck, like texting somebody while fucking trying to roll a fucking blunt, you know, over here, and, you know, being stoned off my ass while driving like a 24-foot box truck, you know, making like $12 an hour. I didn't give a fuck, you know, but now I'm like, fuck, dude, like terrified when I'm driving. Yeah, it's funny.
There really needs to be. I mean, that is, if you really think about it, it's so infuriating that people that value existence and existence of others have to share the same space with the people that don't. I don't deny somebody who doesn't give a fuck. That's fine. Live your life that way. It's your life. But you shouldn't have to be a burden to me because I do give a fuck. And it's like, all it takes is one mistake. I mean, you know, again, I mean, a lot of it's the way we're wired to think about death. I mean, death probably isn't that big of a fucking deal when you really think about it, but you know, we still act as if it is, and we have no reason to change that right now. And, you know, it's annoying as fuck when you hear like a drunk driver walked away, but killed like 3 people. And the only person left was the mom and saw her husband and children. I mean, come on. How is this? How is this not hell? How is this? This is bullshit. Bullshit. If there's a hell, this is it, is what I would say. And I
could agree with that.
I'm a happy guy, but there's too much chaos and randomness and cruelty for this to be anything other than an intentional setup to make people suffer. But it's bad. It can be really bad. I've been fortunate, but it can be really bad.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Tell that to your fucking sponsors.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of my
tell them to
sponsors,
send more beer.
Yeah, fuck. I know. Fuck. We need more beer, man. Stone. I definitely need another shipment. I would appreciate it because Stone is my favorite beer, located in Escondido, California.
I'm fucking in Escondido, bitches.
Oh, really?
Hey, Stone. I don't know. I could pick it up. You know how many people watch my show? I don't got to fucking deal with you. I don't drink beer, but still, fuck you. Stone IPA. Fucking motherfuckers.
What's they call you?
Why don't you just call it beer? What the fuck is IPA? Fuck you.
Yeah. It's like an India pale ale, you know?
Yeah,
it's a
fuck
bit stronger.
pale ale and fuck breweries. Just fucking get beer or don't. But fuck you, idiots. I hate them. I hate Stone IPA. Come to my show, fuck Stone IPA. They'll probably go, we want to be part of you now, Jeff.
They'll probably do it. Yeah.
I've never had it. I'm sure it's wonderful. I don't fucking know anything about beer.
You're gonna find a 12-pack of Stone IPA on your porch at some point.
I'll take it. I'll send it, I'll send it to, somebody who drinks beer.
Just a giant brewery gift basket.
That'd be cool though.
They're like, we saw that.
Yeah.
I'd wear a Stone IPA bullshit hat or whatever. I'd love that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, fuck, dude. My other sponsor, fucking Colt Collectibles. So I'm gonna answer.
Tell me about that. That sounds amazing, though.
It was weird. So basically, this dude, he sells murderabilia. So he gets like handwritten letters by Richard Ramirez. He sold Jeffrey Dahmer's glasses. Like he got an actual pair. He has this whole thing called the Dahmer collection, which he can't disclose how he got all the shit, but it's all verified and it's real stuff that nobody knew existed because it was really hard to get stuff on Jeffrey Dahmer. But basically, like, yeah, that guy, he does it for like preservation. He's totally classy when he talks about it. He sells stuff to like museums and, different
Very
countries and then collectors too that, are really into this stuff. But yeah, basically, he reached out to me. It was the weirdest fucking thing. Like I did this album with this band because I'm in this band called Fluids, and we released this album that was just like the filthiest thing ever made. And I made a song about Bob Berdella because I was listening to some true crime podcasts at the time. Fucking he reached out to me and was like, yeah, dude, I listened to Fluids. I like the Berdella song. It was like super accurate and shit. And I was like, you want to come on my show? Like, the Dahmer guy knows who the fuck I am. So he came on the show, super chill guy. And he was like, I have some Berdella stuff laying around. I'll send it to you. And I was like, okay, like, what the fuck?
What did you get?
So he sent me a bunch of 90s true crime trading cards. He couldn't find the Berdella stuff, but he sent me that. He sent me the t-shirt that I, wear on a lot of episodes. Cool.
I mean, it's so, I struggle with it because I really want to go to that Zach Baggins Murder Museum or Horror Museum in Vegas. And he's got a bunch of that kind of stuff there too. And I struggle because it's like, he's making money, not your buddy, but he might be too. But the Zach guy is making money off of, these are people who just shattered the hearts of so many other people in their lives. Right. And now it's just kind of entertainment. But at the same time, I can't deny that it's fascinating, to look at that stuff and think about that stuff. So I think it's really, really cool. I mean, speaking of, I know one of the topics coming up, I'm not going to spoil it, but when we get to that topic about things people have taken from dead people and stuff, there's some really interesting, weird shit about that. So, I smoke too much pot. Hey, I'm getting pot. Yeah. Listen, we're getting to the point. The bin's coming up, boys, where it's going to become nonsensical. And
no, that's the best part.
It's the best part. So if there's anything you actually need from me in terms of cognition or logic, we're hanging on by our fingertips at this point. So
hanging on by a thread right now.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
You're like on the edge of the black hole.
Yeah.
Just about
your band is called Fluids.
Yeah, Fluids.
The fuck is the matter with you?
I didn't come up with it. They were a band that I actually was trying to get on my show for the longest time. They were the hardest band to get a hold of. Every time I would send them a message, they would ignore me. And then when they did, oh, absolutely. But every time they would I would message them, like they wouldn't respond, and then they started saying he, like that was the only thing they would say to me, he, tee he, and I'd be like, hey, I want to get you guys on a fucking show. I want to get you on a show. Then I worked on this project with a friend of ours, mutual friend that knows them, and he showed it to them, and then they reached out to me and they were like, hey, we like that song that you did. You said something funny about us. And
did you write back and go he, fuck you?
I was scared. They're super mysterious. Like hella people are scared of them in the death metal community because they never they never like did video interviews, and all of their albums have actual samples of like people dying, like off the internet. Like, you know, that's like the intro and shit. So they're super mysterious. Their aesthetics like terrifying. And I just wanted to ask them. I wanted to show the world that these guys are normal dudes. You know what I mean? Like that's what my
they don't sound like it.
That's what my whole like the whole other show that I did that led up to this was all about. It was like I want to get the craziest death metal bands and show everybody they're just normal guys like you and me.
Most death metal people and really hard rock people tend to be really nice. Yeah, it's like anything else. Horror people who make horror. You get the shit out. Everybody's got it in. It's the fucking weirdos that are like your neighbor that's just all perfect and buttoned up. And you're like, you're the fucking problem.
Yeah.
This motherfucker, you know, fucking idiots.
But yeah, I ended up finally getting them to do a show, and they did it was kind of like the VV Vex type thing where they came on, they just put pictures and they had a robot voice fucking answering my questions, and it was like kind of weird, and I was just like, this is strange. And then they said, you know, do you want to do this song, you know? And I was like,
what? Because I saw the album says Liquids and then it says Mavizzle.
So what they did is they told me, they said, we have all these beats, because they have been making like intro music and stuff for a lot of their albums, like synth music. Yep. They said, we have a hip hop beat. Can you rap on it? Because I did a rap song, and they said, I was like, what's the direction? What do you want me to talk about? They said, write about that most disgusting stuff that you can think of. Like, that's only direction they gave me. Make it filthy. So I wrote something nasty, turned into 2 songs, turned into 10 songs, full length album that they put out. What Craw Daddy just showed, it was just a sampler, like a single song that we put out in Mexico. So I did this full length album with them. And then when the album wrapped up, like it's on sale right now in Ukraine on a label called Reality Fade Records. They have CDs and cassette copies you can go grab for $10 right now. But fucking then these dudes, like one night I'm drunk, I'm at a concert for another band we really like called Frozen Soul. And I'm seeing the lead singer and I'm like, I could do this shit, like the all that stuff. I was like, I could do this. So I messaged them and I was like, hey, you know, when are you guys doing some new stuff, or when are you doing live shows? And then it turned into me trying out for them. And then they were like, yeah, we like what you do. And I get the weirdest instructions. Like literally it's just new song, do it. I send it to them. They go, good. It's like still mysterious. So it's kind of like I'm getting like, I just do as I'm told.
What if it's like an 8-year-old kid though, who's just really smart?
Yeah.
And it's like, where are you hearing that, Tommy?
That's some dangerous internet shit.
I know, yeah.
Yeah. It's like you never know, man. But yeah, it was fucking it's just crazy like how shit's worked out with them.
That's very cool.
And it all came from, you know, this show. I mean, fuck, like you're the whole reason this is happening. Not the whole reason. You're not the whole reason. Nothing comes
from my show. I love it. I love the people who watch it and talk to me, and I love growing it. None of these adventures happen for me. No one's ever reached out and said, Jaffe, I saw your show, and you know, you may not know this, but I'm working on a time machine. You know, you want to come over and say, yeah, nobody. I got nothing. I got nothing.
I got a time machine here. Y'all are more than welcome to hop in.
I think that's
what I was waiting for.
Here's what I think it is. And I'm not mic shaming, but I think it's the quality of your mic that when we're talking the other three, we're all kind of equal in the audio range, or I don't know how to speak about audio. I'm not an audiophile, but when it cuts to you, it's like you're talking on like, you know, an Xbox 360 mic that shipped with the hardware, you know, back in 2003. And so it's almost like some kind of weird snuff film we're tuning into whenever the camera cuts to you. Yeah. That's the only reason I'm just like, it's shocking but that said though, I'm smoking the pot. I did it.
Yeah, Crawdad. Move the mic a little closer to your face.
Wait, no, it's because it like froze up on my side, so I was like, hold up, what?
Can you move the mic a little closer to your face?
Okay.
And talk directly into it.
Hello.
Now you sound great. Now you sound like fucking like you sound like what's his name? Who's the guy that peed on the chick that we watched the other week? The fucking
Chuck Berry.
Oh,
yeah,
Chuck
Berry.
Chuck Berry. Yeah, you seen that video, Jeffy, of Chuck Berry?
No.
They raided.
Don't watch it, dude.
The police.
It's not worth it.
Johnny, be good.
How did they capture Chuck Berry peeing on a lady?
They did a raid of his house. Like police like did a drug raid or something at some point in the 70s. And they found a stack of like homemade sex tapes. And there's one where he has a prostitute and he's like peeing on her. And she's like, give me a kiss. And he goes, baby, I'm going to kiss you. You covered in piss. and then he's like, you know, he has his butt out and fucking, he's like, give it a kiss, baby. And then he farts and then the video
ends.
Was
such a fucked up video.
Yeah. It's like a 1 minute video
without seeing it
on the internet.
Now I have to see it. Now I have to see this.
Is there a way we could pull it up? Or
not right now. I'll send it privately.
Yeah,
he's all pissing on the girl and he farts. He goes, "Smell my fart, baby."
Yeah, he says, "Smell my fart, baby." Smell my fart.
Was he getting off on? Because there are people who get off on like the golden shower part and all that stuff. But was that the part he's getting off on, or was it more the humiliation part of like
the humiliation?
Probably the
humiliation.
That's what it's. That's the vibe I got from it. I don't
right.
Know his head,
somebody tried to give me a golden shower in college, and I didn't know what it was. And once I found out what it was, I'm like, "You're not doing that at all. I don't want to." And it was a sex worker. A couple of them had been hired for my birthday, and I think for whatever reason, my friend who hired them either didn't know that was their specialty, or knew and thought either I would like it or thought it's a good prank to pull on me. So the woman who was doing it was like, I don't think she was like, "Oh, this is a guy who wants what we do. They like our shit," you know, almost literally. No,
that's
but I was, yeah, I know that's scat play. And I was just kind of like, no, I don't want that. Thank you, please, no. And then they didn't, and then they're like, "Well, we don't have any other tricks." I'm like, "Well, this party's over." And you know, I went off back to my room. I wasn't gonna have, and I drew this.
You freaked it out.
And I had a good old time.
Oh yeah.
There was a guy I worked with in the video game industry, and his name was Scat. Okay,
Scat.
It wasn't his actual name. Good producer,
okay.
good guy. He got a nickname, Scat, and he told the story because he used to work in film, and he got it from Mel Gibson. Now, I don't know if Mel Gibson was taking the piss or I don't know, but everybody called him Scat. And I just kept going, guys, that means like, that's like shit sex play is what Scat is. You're aware of this, right? And they're like, "No, I got his name from Mel Gibson. It's a cool nickname." I'm like, "It means shit play."
Yeah.
And nobody, you know, he either didn't know it and nobody had the heart to tell him, or he knew it. And he's like, "Yeah, I know what it means, Jaffy." I don't know why. But it would be like somebody calling you premature ejaculate. And you're just like, "Hey, pretty good."
That's a good nickname.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp gave me that nickname.
Johnny Depp gave me that nickname.
Yeah, right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
you should definitely introduce yourself that way then, because that's working for you. But he was a great producer, though. Great producer.
I mean, PE for short.
Fuck, dude. Fuck. What's
Delve into the dark realms of true crime and cult history with Cult Collectibles. As one of the largest true crime history sites, we have an unmatched selection of authentic artifacts from the infamous cases of Dahmer, Ramirez, Bundy, and more. Discover a trove of rare documents, artwork, and artifacts from notorious cults like the People's Temple, the Branch Davidians, Heaven's Gate, and Om Shinrikyo. Our work extends further than just the shop, though. On top of new weekly inventory, Cult Collectibles collaborates with museums, documentarians, and publishers to bring never-before-seen elements of some of the world's most notorious crimes to the public for the first time. Are you prepared to own a piece of the past? Cult Collectibles, where true crime meets tangible history. Uncover the stories, possess the artifacts, and become a collector of the extraordinary. Visit cultcollectibles.org and follow @TrueCultCollectibles on Instagram for exclusive updates and glimpses into the eerie artifacts that await.
So we'll go clockwise this time. We usually go counterclockwise. What is your topic tonight, Daddy? I'm talking to you, Logan, Dirt Riffs.
All right, so my topic this week is something that is I want to say is very near and dear to me, and it might be because I have maybe a mental problem. I don't know, but we're gonna find out tonight. My topic tonight is hygiene.
Hygiene.
I bring it up because I guess I kind of am a very ritualistic hygiene person. See, with a name like Dirt Riffs, you would think I would be, right? But I'm probably the cleanest person with that name. I would think.
Wow, that's a heck of a. There's so many names.
The cleanest guy named Dirt.
You're right.
There you go.
It's like out of all the pig pens.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I had to. But okay. So, I guess I'm very ritualistic when it comes to my own personal hygiene.
What's your routine?
I decided to make this my topic because I was at work one day, and I shit you not, I don't understand how some people can go out in public like this, but this lady literally smelled like she made a bong out of cheese and smoked a carton of cigarettes through that cheese bong.
That was her own personal smell?
Yes.
Was just marijuana cheese?
No, like fucking cigarettes and cheese.
Logan, do they sell this fragrance at Bed Bath and Body Works?
I think that's a homemade fragrance, man.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's fucking.
That's a special recipe.
How
Dude,
the fuck?
I need a candle.
How do you go in public like that? I work in a public place, so I always wonder.
People
like,
may not know, right? Some people go with all this perfume on, and nothing's wrong with the perfume, but it's like, lady, you don't take a bath in it. You are aware of that, right? I mean, maybe they just don't have
enough to know that you don't stink.
Smell, you know? I don't know. That's horrible. That sounds terrible. Did anybody ever call her out on it?
No, it was just a lady passing by. I had to go. I stepped off the floor. I had to get out of there. It was choking me, literally choking me. But I mean, I will say this. I won't say I'm a germaphobe, but I will say I do have a ritual where, like some people say, you're not supposed to shower every day. I shower every single day. I'm a big dude, so I always look at it as you can't be a big dude and smelly. You can't be both.
That's true.
You can't do it. It's just not cool.
Yeah, because when you smell fucking bad.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a big guy, I feel that. I've dealt with.
It's a courtesy thing. I feel like as
Yeah.
well. Not only do I want to be clean, but I don't ever want to have someone come up to me and be like, "Bro, you stink like shit."
I feel like it's kind of an indicator of like mental health too, though. Like one thing that drives me fucking crazy is people with long nails. Mainly guys. I mean, girls have long nails sometimes, you know, but like guys with long ass fucking nails, like gremlin.
That shit's scary.
Like fucking nails, you know. Like I had a friend that he would not shower. He was depressed. He was really depressed, and that's I feel like what contributed to it, because he just didn't give a fuck, And
right.
I remember his nails would be so fucking long and just nasty, and I'm like, dude, like how do you let that happen? Like I used to working in sales. I remember I had a coworker that had nails like that, and like he snapped a picture of some broken shit for me because I was trying to sell something to this lady, and his thumb was in the picture, and the nail is like fucking like this long.
Half the picture.
And I was like, I had the ladies asking me. Yeah, that's like, it was so gross because the ladies like asking me for this shit.
Thumbnail.
I sent it to her and she's like, never send that guy to my house again. Like, I don't believe anything you're telling me. And I knew it was the nail that fucking did it, you know?
He was like holding like a little rabbit vibrator. It's like, this is what it is. And it's the nails.
Yeah, just fucking like nasty ass long nails. Like that shit drives me crazy.
That's another ritualistic thing. Like maybe this is where I think maybe I have some sort of mental illness or something. Maybe something in my head's not clicking right. Obviously that might be true anyways, but I'll cut my fingernails if I can see them. If I can see a fingernail, I'm going to cut it. Even
you're
if
saying?
Yeah, even if it means I'm going to end up having that little mouth on your finger where you cut it too short and it burns for like a week.
I can't do that.
Yeah, if I see a fingernail, I got to cut it off.
That's probably, you probably should get checked out because that's pretty fucked up. I
was just doing my Britney Spears impersonation. You know, she's like a cricket sometimes.
Oh, dude, I love Britney, man. She's so bad when she's dancing in all those videos and shit, all on TikTok.
With like the knives out, yeah.
She's fucking sick with that shit. They need to put her in Mortal Kombat. She'd be fucking sick.
She'd be an amazing Mortal Kombat character. What would her fatality be if she were in Mortal Kombat?
Ooh.
I don't know what the fuck.
Play you one of her songs.
Yeah.
No, I actually like pop music. I got nothing.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do
It
too.
depends on the pop music.
Sure.
I like all forms of music.
I like who was I with? Tina Turner. I fuck with Tina Turner.
Oh yeah.
Tina Turner is really good.
Yeah. Tina's amazing.
Yeah, but we're actually supposed to get the saxophone guy on here at some point this year from Lost Boys.
Enemy. Eat the cake, enemy. Do you have any idea what I'm doing?
No, where's that from?
Did you ever see the movie What's Love Got to Do with It? The Tina Turner story?
No, I never seen
There's
that.
a famous scene where Ike Turner and Tina Turner and some of the bandmates are in like a Denny's or something back in the 60s, whatever it was. And, you know, Ike Turner was an abusive asshole.
Right.
And there's just, and it's Lawrence Fishburne who plays him perfectly. And it's, I'm not making fun of abuse, of course, but it's become just such a memeable line that he just, at one point, he's just like, she's thinking about eating this piece of cake. And he just starts yelling, eat the cake, anime, eat the cake. And he takes it and shoves it in her mouth and stuff. So it's horrible in the context of the movie, but eat the cake, anime. Oh my God.
Very meme-worthy. Very meme-worthy.
Very meme-worthy. Listen, does this come from childhood? Did somebody tell you smelled bad once and it was like, I never want that feeling again?
No, okay, so I have been told that one time in particular that I remember. So I was living with a girl I was with at the time, and I was working. She wasn't working at the time, so she was kind of like taking care of the house and shit, right? She didn't like to always let the dogs out all the time. And it's not that it's not that she didn't want to, it's that she didn't let them out enough. So the house started to smell like cat piss or dog shit or dog piss, but I didn't notice it because I didn't live there. So I showered every day. I washed my hair, washed my body, cologne, deodorant, whole 9 yards, clean clothes every day. And then eventually someone was like, you need to wash your clothes. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I wash them all the time. Everything I wear is clean. They're like, you have an animal smell. And I was like, cool. So I didn't notice that. So I guess maybe that
smelled
might
like the house.
Maybe that might have attributed to me like wanting to make sure I'm extra clean all the time as a courtesy. Like if I know I'm going to travel, like I'm going to get on a plane, I'll shower that morning or like before the flight. So I do not, because it's just courteous, you know, it's close quarters.
For so many reasons, I could never manage other humans. I was never, ever good at it. But there are two situations at a place I work, that's all I'll say. But it was a while ago. And the person who managed the studio, man, I would not want this person's job, because there was one time where there was this guy, great guy, big guy, like must have been over 300 pounds, right? So, you know, he can be forgiven, at least physiologically, if he couldn't wipe his ass all that well. But the point is, he couldn't reach it. So he'd start smelling like poop. And she had to sit him down in a meeting and just say, hey, you smell like shit. I just gave it away. But the point is, though, that's tough. And another one was there was this guy, great guy, who loved the corn nuts, but he reeked of corn nuts all the time. And she had to sit him down and say, dude, you smell like shitty corn nuts. You know, I mean, that's got to be a job, man.
Yeah.
I would never want to have to pull somebody aside and say, well, you smell like cheese and cigarette smoke, you know?
Yeah, right.
Fuck,
Yeah.
you know what the worst is?
Now, like, it's easy to just walk away in that situation where, like, you're just passing by, like, God, that person stinks. I'm going to go back to that aisle, like, later.
Ooh, I got
Dude,
a good story in a bit.
Like I said, I work in sales. There's one time I'm trying to close this fucking fat sale. It was like a 30 grand job. And the guy I was selling to was a hoarder. And we had to have the conversation in his house. And there was cat shit everywhere, piles of tons of stuff just everywhere. And like when you walk in the fucking house, you feel like your mouth is like coated, like when you go in an attic or like somewhere that's has a lot of dust and shit in the air and you feel like it's inside of your mouth. You can't get the smell out. Like you go in a porta potty or something that's been ripe. And I'm fucking in there trying to close this deal with this guy and then trying to get out. This dude invited me back like 3 or 4 times to have in-depth conversations with him, like standing in his hallway in the house. And I'm just like, can't we just go outside? Like, it was so bad.
Some fresh air, touch some green grass.
The week after this shit, all I had to do was think of the smell and it would make me gag. Like,
That's how you get the Glengarry leads. Am I right?
100%. I got the deal. That was my biggest deal I closed. Like, fuck, dude.
He already owned 6 of the things you were selling. He just didn't know where they were. So
exactly. That's what someone said.
Were somewhere in that pile.
Yeah.
He was like, this thing's gonna be efficient, right? Like, I really care about that. And I'm like, motherfucker, you don't seem like you care about shit. Like here,
I think I should invest in a vacuum cleaner. You think?
The guy had a pile. I had one of the workers, once the deal closed, I had to go there the day of, the job's happening. And I go there and one of the workers had to climb over the guy's bed to get to where he had to go. And he said, dude, there's a pile of shit stained underwear on the other side of this bed. Just like, it looks like the guy just keeps buying underwear and just throwing it down there when he's done with it.
It's like Howard Hughes who just pissed in all the bottles and shit. I mean, the mind, man, we're not ready to be alive yet. We're totally still being baked.
Yeah.
I couldn't be like that. I got to fucking shower every morning. I got to shower. Sometimes after I take a shit, I got to shower. If I go somewhere dirty, I got to shower.
I'll get a goddamn bidet. I was talking about this on a podcast early. And the fact that Americans have not embraced the bidet is the most ridiculous thing in the world. And then I hear people say, oh, but it's expensive. No. A lot of people hear bidet and they think you're going to have to install like a $2,000 toilet. You can go on Amazon and get a $30 attachment that goes to any fucking tank in the world, or at least in American toilets. I don't know. And you got the cleanest, squeakiest butthole on the planet. It's the nicest guy. I don't like people who walk around without bidets because their butt smells and there's toilet paper hanging out there. And so, fuck you. I don't want to. No.
I never thought that in depth with it, but I could see your point for sure.
Sure.
It's 2024.
Get a goddamn bidet. I mean, think about people wiping their butt with some paper. I mean, you may as well, be the Unabomber living out in the woods, wiping your butthole with leaves and shit. It's like, it's paper. You ever just think? You're going to get off this slimy, greasy shit with some paper? No, put some fucking water up your butthole. Be done with it. Be clean.
Yeah. My wife found me, like, she walks in on me in the shower one time and I had like the handheld, and I was really getting clean in there.
Oh no.
And she opens up the thing, just go, hey, like she does that to me sometimes. And she did that. And she said, what the fuck are you doing? Like, are you having fun in here?
You won't, like, bitch. Now get out of here unless you're willing to change your stripes.
It's like, fuck,
that's
dude.
What I would have said to your wife.
I used to like never use bar soap too, because I used to think that everybody put the bar soap in their ass, like in the shower. I told my cousin that, like, I was like probably like 8 years old and she's like 5 years old, and I'm using liquid soap, and she tried to use the bar soap, washing hands, in the bathroom before dinner. And I was like, yeah, I said, don't use the bar soap. She goes, why? And I said, because everybody puts it in their butts. And then like later that night, her mom says, how come you're not using the bar soap? And she goes, because everyone puts it in their butts. And she's like, who the fuck told you that?
And then later that night, the mom was going, that's a good idea. Yeah. Just, Jim, come in here and stick the Irish Spring up my butt.
The Irish Spring.
You got it, Sally. Yeah. Jim and Sally.
Oh my God.
It smells fabulous.
So that's the other thing though with the shower, because you were saying you don't use the soap because everyone else uses it, right?
Yeah.
Everyone puts it in their butt, apparently. I leave my toothbrush in the shower.
That's weird? Gross. Yeah, and that's nasty. That's nasty.
But it's hella high up though.
What's the proximity of your toilet to your shower?
I mean, I don't know. Probably about 3 feet away.
Okay, so it's in the same room. It's not like you have a... Okay, well, you're a fucking monster, and you probably smell like shit because you're brushing your teeth with fecal paste.
Yeah.
When you flush the toilet, it's not... When people say...
No, you close the toilet. You got to close the toilet when you flush it. When you
open it, you simply open it, and... Right? You're not going to get... It's microscopic. And all this stuff gets on your toothbrush. I have little caps that go on my tooth, even though they're not in the same room, the toilet and the shower.
Really?
I have little caps that you put on.
I do the same.
You got them like in the fucking pantry, like in a room far away from the bathroom?
No, it's just they're separate, so you can separate them like with a door.
They're locked. They're the safe.
The tooth bristles have like these little. You can get them for like $2 at Walmart or something, and like 6 of them, and they just snap on and they totally encase it so nothing's going to get on this stuff. Like even if it's not poop, little bugs might fly on there. And
I'm not too worried about like
I want to be a brain in a jar. There's too much gross stuff crawling all over us. I don't like it.
You never know.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, fuck that. Like
I don't know. I just leave it in there because I don't got time to stand over the sink and brush teeth. I just do that in the shower now.
It is faster. That's true.
Significant time saver.
God, man, think about in a 1,000 years how much easier it's going to be to get dressed and get ready. And I saw something at CES recently that is a toothbrush that does all the teeth at the same time. So it's kind of like the teeth mold that you go when you get to the dentist, but you fill it with toothpaste. And you twist it, and it's like zzz, and it's like really fast vibrations, and it encapsulates your teeth, so it's getting the back, the front. It was at this year's CES. I haven't seen it on the market yet, but if it works, I'm getting it because things need to be faster. Things are boring. Yeah. Brushing your teeth is boring.
That's why I switched it to the shower, just because it's like I don't have time to be all dry, go brush my teeth, get my face all wet, and then dry it again.
Yeah.
Why just do it in the shower?
You ever go on you ever watch interviews or podcasts and they're doing it like this, like the Zoom and whatnot. And somebody might smell terrible, but you don't know.
Yeah, dude.
They could be interviewing Margot Robbie and she could smell like,
she could literally be taking
Indian
a shit.
Food coming out of Andre the Giant's ass. And but nobody knows. She just looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta crack down on that and do some like smell-o-vision. Isn't that like a thing? Like smell-o-vision. Yeah, they need to fucking really have that.
Somebody on our Discord was just trying to show Fluids Mavizzle, and a bot came up and said, "Whoa there!"
Yeah. I'm naked on the cover.
Games has requested that Discord block any messages are mostly accurate robots deemed too explicit. I don't think I ever set anything up except don't do hate speech. So I don't know what kind of music you guys are singing, but
there's nothing hateful on there. I'm just naked on the cover. So that
are you really?
Yeah.
They made them like the only way they were gonna release it if he was fully nude.
Yeah, and I had I had my wife take the picture, and she said, "This is the last thing I'm ever doing for your like career, like your professional like."
It's the last thing you'll ever need to do because the career ain't gonna last. And that's the way you.
Yeah.
God damn! All right. Well,
Yeah,
have you seen the cover, Jaffer?
No.
You
Why
want to
would I
see
have
it?
seen? No.
She was like, "I'm never sitting on that fucking dining room chair again." Like,
What's it called? Mavis real shit. That's the reason why I don't have the album in my collection.
Are you serious? That's why you didn't buy it?
Yeah, I don't like.
I thought you loved me.
Picture.
I thought you loved me.
I love you, but like,
man,
to the point where there's like a
that's crazy. I was gonna buy one. I just didn't have any money.
Yeah, well, here, buy. You could buy Dirt Riffs one then, and then that'll make up for it.
I'll buy 2 copies.
I like how the cassette looks like it has like cum dripping on it.
Yeah, that's how that was how they did it.
What's funny, again, if maybe if it was like, hey, you want to be on the new Metallica record? Take your fucking clothes off, bitch.
Yep.
Nobody's heard of Fluid.
No, they're pretty big.
They're actually pretty
They're
big.
fairly popular.
Are they really?
Yeah.
So big that you have to tell me they're big?
They had like 100.
Somebody they're big. They ain't that big.
They had 100K.
Ukraine.
Yeah, you kind of gave it away there.
They had 100K listeners last year on Spotify, so they're getting there.
Yeah,
for the small corner we're in, you know.
No, I'm only mocking you because you took your clothes off for an album cover.
Yeah,
guys are just different though. I mean, girls are like, you know, will you do nudity in the film? It's like, no, it's not respectful. And the character has to it needs to make sense for the story guy. Like, yeah, I get to be on this album cover. I show my dick. Yeah, whatever. Fuck it. It's so fucking weird.
Yeah, hanging dong. Fucking Craw Daddy hangs dong on Extended. He fucking, what was our thing? It was like if we got
100 views and he's gonna whack off on his own toes.
On his own toes, right?
He's gonna do what now?
On the Patreon.
On the Patreon, if we got 100 views on that video,
about his toes.
He's gonna whack off on his own toes.
Oh, like he's gonna come on his toes?
On his own toes, yeah.
But we volunteered him to do it.
We basically just we made his Thursday or Friday night a thing.
I don't even know. Wait,
his everyday thing is
this is Tom doing it?
That's Craw Dad. Craw Dad over there.
Craw Dad's the one whacking off
on his toes, yeah.
So I need to understand the physics of this. So if you're erect and you come,
yeah.
I mean, that's got to be painful for you to take this thing and aim it down. So right?
That's why it's something. Painful. That's why it's something that's worth paying to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, but did it work? Could you actually hit your toes?
Oh, I don't know. I've never actually.
Oh, I thought you did it.
No,
come on, Crud.
I'm not gonna do it. I don't care what these two fucking say. I'm
100 views, man.
Yeah,
come
dude,
on.
Get 100 views. Fucking.
That's more records than Fluid sold.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
God, that's funny.
Oh no. Fucking Crud. Shit.
Listen, if I'm ever going to show my dick on the internet, is because I got OnlyFans and people paying for it. And I don't even need to say that because people have asked. I'm like, no, you fucking weirdo. No, I will not send you pictures. The fuck's the matter with you?
I'll send you full videos.
I mean, if, because it's like, look at me. I mean, no offense, but it's just like, I don't beat up myself. I'm happy with myself, but I'm aware of where I sit on the physical attractiveness pecking order. It's not like I'm fucking Tom Cruise or
what's that called?
It's not even it's not even that. It's not even that. I think it's more like
I don't want to see myself naked half the time.
No matter who you are, it's not going to look not awkward.
Oh, it won't look awkward. It'll look beautiful. I'm not worried about that.
I thought you're talking like full. Are you talking like full body on camera?
No, of course.
Oh, see, yeah, that would be. I see. That would be awkward for me. I'd be like, no, this is awkward.
It's not for guys who smell. If you smell bad, it just doesn't work.
I'm gonna be on the camera and be like, Picasso, eat your heart out, and just be flexing on everyone.
Yeah. Crawdad's a stud, man.
The sad thing is, I would look like a Picasso without needing it to be styled. So yeah, I don't think that's where that testicle's supposed to go. Shut the fuck up.
That's not a testicle.
It's art,
right? That's not a tumor.
Oh, God.
Where did this come from? What the hell?
Oh,
Kindergarten cop, baby.
oh my God, I'm gonna cry. Holy fuck.
So do you, back to the hygiene thing, do you guys are you guys like relatively
clean?
Yeah, I take like 2 showers a day.
2 a day?
Yeah. 1 in the morning, 1 at night. And then I'm constantly flossing after every meal.
Dang.
I brush like also like 2-3 times a day as well.
Craw Daddy's gonna live the longest out of all of us,
probably.
I think. Yeah, fuck, dude. If I
do
floss
at the shows, freaking like people come up to me and then they're all like, "Did you put something in your hair? Your hair always smells nice." I'm like, "Yeah, dude. I like put hella conditioner."
Your mom scored in it last night. Keep walking, bitch. That's what you should say.
I was whacking off on my toes and missed.
It went all around the world and came back. That's how powerful it was.
I couldn't get it to aim down far enough in time.
It went straight into my hair.
Fuck. You're like fucking. What was that
There's
movie where the
about
fucking?
Crawdad.
Yeah. There's something about.
There's something about Mary.
Yeah.
He's got it down to a science. He's like,
For real.
You gotta get the perfect trajectory.
That'll be at 1,000 subscribers, fucking or 1,000 views. Yeah, we'll fucking do that one. I signed you up.
We'll see.
We'll see. Hey, he's open to it.
I signed
So
you
you're saying there's a
up.
chance?
I signed you up.
Bro, I be talking out of my ass sometimes.
Fuck, dude. So fucking anyways, yeah, dude, fucking hygiene. I'm pretty clean. I fucking shower in the morning. Sometimes I shower at night to get ready for the morning, but my hair's always fucked up unless I have
Mavis is like, I'm pretty clean, and then you see like a wave of stink above his head. Yeah, sure, bud.
I'm fucking
Keep telling yourself that. No,
I try to smell good. My profession requires me to smell good. I sell shit to people, so I have to have, a decent haircut and, be shaved and everything. And fucking the ass wiping, like I tell you guys, I shit myself tons of times on the road. So if that ever happens, I go straight fucking home, call my boss and tell him, hey, it almost happened again this week too. Like fucking, I tell you guys about that.
I know. I was shocked too.
Yeah, it's so they bought me.
You say it like, oh, I like McDonald's more than Burger King. Like it's we all come away, we all shit ourselves. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't like. There's.
Do you have Crohn's disease?
No, I think it's IBS. I think it's just where I'll be driving and then all of a sudden I get hot sweats and I'm like, I gotta take a shit right now. And I just learned what the runs meant this week. I always thought it meant like your shit's runny. But I found out it means you got to run to the bathroom. That's what the runs is.
Because your shit is running.
Yeah. So like, so check this out. So this week I'm training on this job and I'm out there in the field. They just got me a brand new vehicle and everything. And I'm fucking driving and I have to go to this appointment with this other dude.
Seat was covered with fecal paste.
So
like every year you get a new car because it's just like, dude.
And why was my toothbrush in there?
Yeah, it's like
car wash visits.
That's how they clean it. My Mavizzle's a hell of a salesman, folks, but he needs a car every year because that car by the end of the year,
dude,
it literally looks like the mother from What's Eating Gilbert Grape exploded in the fucking. I mean,
but so
why you shit yourself? Don't act like we've moved on in the story. You're a fucking old man who has announced to the world that you regularly shit yourself.
Dude, yeah, it's happened like fucking.
Why does it happen so frequently?
Yeah. Dude,
it's because it's
I always eat some fucked up shit that I know. No, it's not a fetish. I wish it wouldn't happen because it always happens at the worst times. Like,
that's what they all say.
It's because I always eat fucked up shit that I love to eat, but like I shouldn't be eating. Like I had like garlic butter shrimp this week, and that's what it did. I knew it was going to make me sick.
Doctor, this is not nice. This is not good.
Yeah,
not nice.
I don't like the doctor. I'm not a doctor guy. I've gone to the doctor before, you know, and they told me you got to quit drinking. You got to quit, you know, smoking weed. This one doctor trying to tell me smoking weed cause a heart attack. I said, come on. Like,
it's not the smoking weed that could do that, but it's the human lungs are not meant to smoke anything, bro.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's, you know,
it's not the weed that's going to give you a heart attack. It's because you're probably inhaling something over so much time.
I'm not ignoring it as I'm looking up what it means to shit. Shitting uncontrollably.
That's called incontinence, right? Like when you can't
control your bowels. That's what I said last time.
Man, don't WebMD me, Jeffy. Fucking, I know it's gonna say I need to get a colonoscopy immediately.
Well, colonoscopies are great, by the way.
I know. Well, I'm not at that age.
Yeah, he gives them to himself all the time.
Minute. Don't ever be afraid of a colonoscopy because I'll tell you what, the drugs you get on that thing. They are the best drugs I've ever had in my life, ever.
Good to know.
Yeah. Okay, so a loss of bowel control results in involuntary bowel movements. The scientific word is fecal elimination. Eliminate the fecalness.
Yeah.
So you could have a nervous system problem, an anal sphincter muscle problem, a rectal problem, or pelvic muscle problem. Chronic constipation can lead to fecal impaction.
It's usually like liquid though at that point. You know what I mean? It's not like I can't hold it anymore. It's like it's liquid. Like I have to I can hold it back in all I want, but my stomach don't want that shit in there. I got to find a toilet, you know? And that's the thing that sucks about being on the road all day is I live in the Bay Area, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not like it's traffic. And then nowadays, cause like it's so bad in certain areas, a lot of these places don't have public restrooms. Like you'll go to the gas station. I went to a gas station earlier this week and to take a piss, and the guy's like, yeah, here's the key, go ahead. So I drive down, go to an appointment. I'm like, fuck, I gotta take another fucking, piss or whatever. So I go back to that same gas station, fill up, and I go in there, different guy working. Oh, we're doing construction on the bathroom. Sorry. It's not open. And I look at the guy, I'm like, I just used it 10 minutes ago. He said, yeah, we just started construction. I'm like, fuck you. You're a different shift and you don't want the normies fucking shitting in your toilet. I get it. So I go across the street or whatever. But yeah, no, it's like this. I finally made it to a toilet, though, is what I like. This was like a feat this week that I finally made it to a toilet, because I've had a couple situations where I'm stuck in traffic, Bay Area traffic. I can't get out of it. And I'm here for like 45 minutes with like a serious stomach issue where I cannot get out.
And you just shit
of the car. I just say, fuck it. I'm gonna let it rip. Yeah, like I've tried to prevent it. Like there's a story I told before.
How's your wife not left you? You come home with your shit everywhere, and she's just like, I still love him.
She just laughs at me. She fucking laughs when I have. She's like,
maybe you should stop sticking the shower handle up your butthole.
You done sprayed it too far open, man.
Yeah,
it's like stuck open.
Yeah. I know a girl who was having sex and she shit while they were having sex because she was so relaxed. I'd be done.
Yeah, I'd be backing it up.
And I said, well, how did he react? And she said, he's cool. He got up after we were done, took a shower. I'm like, that's a fucking man, because I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I'd be like, you just shit all over me.
Some guys pay extra for that.
They do, and that's wonderful. Good for them, but I don't.
Dude, my weak stomach wouldn't be able to.
No, I'm like, really?
Yeah, I'd probably yak. I'd throw up. That's fucking too much.
I would probably start shitting as well, just so to assert dominance,
I think that's good. Yeah. Whoa! Yeah,
start going too.
Like, okay, so you know how there's sympathetic pukers? Is there sympathetic shitters? So like if Mavis shits his pants with a passenger in the car, Is someone gonna, you know what I mean? Are they gonna shit their pants too?
Let me ask you this question, because I would watch this. I'm not even fucking with you. I would watch competitive shitting. I would watch the fuck out of that, because it's like you'd have the documentary for like what did they eat to prepare the 4 or 5 days before, and then you would have like a toilet that like is translucent so the cameras could film it, you know, as it's coming down.
God.
And it's
the
like you
Carl cam.
Yeah, and you'd have one camera like where it comes at the lens, like it would be great. And then you would be like, you know, you could have judges, like, you know, people who are doctors who do that sort of thing. And then you'd have the audience could vote on it. You know, and it's like you'd have different, you know, of course you would have different categories, right?
Celebrity guests and whatnot.
A celebrity guest and like, you know, who's the best corn girl, you know.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff. You would watch it, wouldn't you? I would.
I mean,
I would. I'd watch it.
Yeah. I guess, yeah. I'd pay to watch it actually, because if that's just on regular TV, then we've truly we've ventured off to a place we can't come back from.
Well, then welcome to America, but I watch that. I sure would.
Yeah.
I did the drugs now. I can't talk and I can't focus, and I'm probably ruining your show.
No, that's pretty good, man. This is quality content right here. This is what we aim for.
Take my dog out in a minute.
Yeah, man. Fuck, dude. So I guess that's a segue into the next topic. Let's segue out because we're about 2 hours in. I think we're like an hour 45 or something. Yeah, dude, time's fucking flying. Yeah, time's flying when you're talking about, you know, fucking shitting. So basically, what I want to talk about, my topic this week, I want to talk about like fights that you've seen in real life or like been involved in. Like me, I wasn't a fighter, like really growing up as a kid. I actually have one story that like really comes to mind. I got slapped in fucking high school. I was like 15, and there was this kid that I brought up multiple times on this fucking show before named Hapawate, and yeah, and he smacked the fuck out of me for no reason.
His name is, now that I know this, he's no longer Hapawate. He's Slapawate.
No, this fucking guy. We're standing in a circle. We're standing in a circle, and it's like lunchtime, and I walk up, and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on, Hapawate?" And he smacked the fuck out of me, and I didn't know what happened, and I ran because I'm like, I'm not going to fight this guy because he was in the special ed class, you know? So I'm like, I don't want to fight this guy. So I fucking run. And I was taken aback by the fact that I just got smacked by this dude. And yeah, I like fucking. Nothing. So I like asked somebody why it happened. And they were like, oh, it was because they said it was because he said somebody told him that you called him a bitch like the other day. Because like I was mid conversation with like a group of kids, and then he just started walking away mid conversation, and I was like, "Hey, where are you going?" And he's like, "I'm leaving." I was like, "All right, later." And I guess one of those kids went up to him and said, "Yeah, he called you a bitch. That's what he said when you walked away the other day." So he just smacked me, you know, and I couldn't believe what happened. And yeah, that's my fight story. I got smacked by.
How come his name is Hapawate?
He's Samoan, no?
Polynesian guy.
Oh, was he big dude? Like, you know?
Yeah, big guy.
So a slap meant something. It wasn't like, you know, he took off his glove. And
I saw stars. Yeah, he smacked.
No,
he
like for normal people, that's like a punch to the face.
Probably. Like right on the jawline, got me good. Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck? Like it was crazy. And then other than that, like there's this one kid that bullied me my freshman year, and I knew him all through elementary school. He always was kind of a bully, and then he got really bad to where he used to throw shit at me in class, like from like pens. Like he had like a bag full of pens and pencils and shit, and when the teacher wouldn't look, he would just throw shit at the back of my head like as hard as he could. And we went and we used to play football in the park, me and my cousins, like over the weekend. So like we're out there, and that kid happened to be on a team, you know, so we start playing pickup football, tackle football without pads, you know, we just did that shit. So we're out there playing
back with him.
And So
he just started chugging it out of there.
He's with him all the time. It's like, sir, you can't bring that on the football field in my bag.
So
you can ask him, what's in your purse? Why are you always carrying that purse around?
So my cousin lays one into him, just tackles him, and then he starts talking all sorts of shit, right? So then the next day, I go to class. I had like bio class with him. And we're walking through the hallway at lunchtime, and he walks up to my cousin and like grabs his arms and like headbutts. Like it escalated. He told me, I'm gonna beat your punk ass cousin up or whatever. He grabs my cousin by his hands, and like my cousin's like, what the hell? And he headbutts him, and then he runs away. He just ran away. My cousin's like, what the, like, he tried to chase after him. The guy takes off, disappears. So my cousin says, where can I catch this guy? And I was like, oh dude, like I have bio class with him second period. Like he throws pens at me every day in this fucking class. I was like, let's get him. So I'm sitting there, like, I'm not going to jump him. I'm just like setting him up, So I'm sitting there in the classroom, and the kid's being a bully and doing all the shit he always does to me. And I'm just like, like, okay. So I walk out of the class. My cousin's standing right there, like just waiting for this guy to walk out. And the guy walks out. He's the last kid out of the class. And he's like kind of looking because I think he had a feeling, he had something coming to him. And my cousin says, we're fighting right now. And just knocks him on the ground, starts hitting this kid, like beating his ass. And he went limp, my cousin just socking him up. And then the teacher comes out and says, like, takes a look at both of them and goes, what are you doing to him? And then my cousin's like, let's get the fuck out of here. And like, we walk out. And we just like took off and like went straight home. It was like second period, we had a whole day, but we just like walked home. And then he gets called up by the school, and I guess the kid said that he got jumped by like 4 kids, including my cousin, because he got his ass beat that bad. And then he never talked shit to me, never threw anything at me again. He's a fuck that guy. Still to this day, fuck him, man. Fuck that.
Let's call him.
We can.
Call him up.
Yeah, that guy has a I think he's like a comedian now. He's like a stand-up comedian. Yeah, I should just show up to his show to heckle him and say, you got your ass beat.
Just throw shit at the back of his head.
Yeah, I should just throw fucking pens at him while he's on.
What's
fucking
they call
stage.
it? I'll do you one better. I'll get a whole ass microwave and like chug it at his head.
First, let's find Hapawate.
You'll be serving time for murder, but yeah, you can do that.
We gotta find Hapawate first.
Absolutely.
I don't know what happened. I looked him up.
You made him up.
No, it's not. No,
you made him.
That shit really happened. No, check this out though. You ever fucking like
you saw Moana and you made up Hapawate because you wanted a friend like Maui.
Why would he attack
me? My friend Hapawate.
Hapawate humiliated me.
Polynesian kid.
I needed to create a fantasy fucking character to live out my humiliation kink.
That's right.
I'm done, dude.
Oh my god.
What the fuck, dude? Yeah, no. Fucking
I laugh like Ernie from Ernie and Bert. You ever?
I'm not creative enough to think of a name like fucking Hapawate. I can't even spell it still, like to this day. Like I try to look him up on Facebook.
H-O-P.
No, don't spell it or he'll
yeah, don't say it 3 times. He'll fucking fucking appear, fucking smack me.
The whole screen is just Hapawate.
We're all Hapawate.
Hapawate.
We are Hapawate.
I pray to Hapawate.
You ever just like Facebook random people like from your past to be like, I hope they're not doing good?
Yeah.
I do that shit. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes. I'm petty like that. And then I usually look and they're doing good, and then I'm like, I feel shitty.
But every now and then you get one of them that you're like, fuck that guy.
dude.
And I have compassion, but
yeah,
there was a guy in Alabama, and I went to high school at the time where these were guys that were allowed to have shotguns in the gun racks, right? I mean, there was a group of kids in my high school, 1 or 2 years older than me, my brother's class. One guy was a black belt. One guy was like, they're just dicks, just total fucking dicks. I never got in any fights except one. And I won with one punch and nobody ever bothered me anymore. So that was it. But these guys, they were awful. There was this one time where they beat up a friend of mine and it was cold as shit in Alabama. It was like, 25 degrees out. And we were in a parking lot at the high school at night coming home from a football game. And they fought this one big dude and this kind of tubby dude from the band that I was in. And I remember, I'll never forget it. The big guy grabbed this guy by the back of the head and then slammed his mouth onto one of those concrete parking barrier, whatever that the car tires bump up against to let stop going. And it was just so sickening, But anyway, point being is this guy who did it, he's now a sheriff in a small Alabama town, which totally tracks, totally fucking tracks. What a dickhead.
He's still doing that same thing to people.
Yeah.
There, to this
getting
day.
paid for it now.
To this very day.
Getting paid to be
living out his dream. Oh, shit.
What happened to Logan?
He just rotated. Are you okay? That was like 1 second. That was fast. That was a fast
Wait, have you been here the whole time? I thought that was Hapawate.
He was trying to infiltrate. I had to stop him real quick.
He's like a demon. He's like possessed.
I stopped him.
You're gonna see
I
from like the aisles of Samoa.
He's like, I was going to possess you, but you smell terrible. There's no way.
I tried looking him up on Facebook. I couldn't find him.
How did Hapawate smell?
It just, dude, he fucking, like I said, the first time I met this kid.
He smelled like the islands.
The first time I met Hapawate, I'm eating, he did two things. I told this is fucked up. So I'm in first grade and I'm playing on the playground and I have a Lunchables and he comes up and he goes, "Hey, can I have some of your Lunchables?" I said, "Sure." And he grabs the whole stack of cheese. It just takes a fucking bite out of it and put it back. Like out of the whole stack. He didn't take one slice of the
This is like in Fight Club. You are Hapawate. This was shit you did to yourself. None of this exists.
No. So fucking
He's all who ate all my cheese.
Yeah. And then another time, Hapawate fucking
real. There's no name Hapawate. I'm looking it up right now. There's no fucking anybody names anybody Hapawate.
No,
you're gonna find like a whole ass family.
He's eating a snowstorm ice cream, and I was like, "Where the fuck did you get a snowstorm ice cream?" Like it's fucking, it's first grade. We're on the playground, and I said, "Where did you get that?" And he goes, "The trash." Like
you're just like that Hapawate.
The trash.
I see Hapawate. That's like Arabian stuff. No, there's no name. You're lying.
It's really a dude. He's really a guy. He's
sure he is.
He's real. I swear he's real.
Hapawate is real, everyone.
She comes out at night.
It's like whenever he has to shit himself when he's driving. it's not Mavizzle doing it. It's like, no,
it's Hapawate controlling it.
It's a Hapawate reflex.
That's how he stops himself from feeling so bad about it, is he blames it on Hapawate.
Oh my god, dude.
I wasn't sticking the shower nozzle up my butt, honey. That's Hapawate. Listen now, I gotta go take my dog out to shit. So you guys obviously do. I don't know if you take breaks or just keep going. I'll be right back. It'll be like 10 minutes.
Oh my god.
All right, Hapawate.
Fucking holy shit. Yeah, man. I'm fucking crying right now. Like I'm fucking,
that's hilarious.
I'm like out of tears. Yeah, you guys exposed me for fucking The fucking
Okay,
truth.
I'll back in a couple minutes.
Okay.
All right. Holy
God
fuck.
damn, that's funny shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess maybe we
Fucking Hapawate.
should probably take a break for a second. I gotta fucking
Yeah, I was gonna
meditate,
say,
man. I'm fucking maybe I don't know. Dervish, say something funny. That. Oh, there you go. There you go. I know what we're doing. I know what we're doing for 10 minutes. Let's goon. Let's goon. Time to goon. Time to fucking
goon. We're gooning.
Goon,
I guess we're gooning.
It's fucking gooning time.
Andrew all stands up.
Andrew's going, get your toes out.
Stuff.
He's going.
He's like, I gotta go get a couple things.
Oh fuck, dude.
It's all a roll of toilet paper.
Yeah, man. Fuck, dude. That's fucking crazy. No, it was true though, man. Like
boys?
he.
We have heard.
What is
Oh
that?
shit!
Oh, you got the lotion? Is that you really got up to go get some lotion so you can?
Yeah, because we're gonna goon right now.
Yeah. All right, let's get it.
We gotta give these.
Everybody, show your tools. Your gooning tools. What do you got?
This is mine right here.
Dirt Riff's got the
Wood Bath and Body Works. This is what I rub on my shit.
Dirt Riff's got the icy hot fucking ready to go.
Well, first I have to make sure I
Mavizzle's got sandpaper.
First,
Yeah.
I put these on, and then I just spit all over my own hand.
Oh, you're a savage. You just that's fucking terrible, dude. I'm done. Yeah, no, man. So fucking holy fuck, dude. Yeah, that's pretty intense shit. I gotta breathe after that. I was laughing so hard my head's fucking hurting, dude. Like my fucking like I'm like dehydrated from all this fucking delicious Stone IPA that I've been drinking. And,
which one is that one?
This is the Tangerine Express Hazy IPA that I got going on. It's got hints of pineapple and tangerine. It's pretty fucking delicious. And god damn, man. But yeah, no, fucking I didn't finish my shit story though. So fucking earlier this week, I'm fucking driving. It's my first day on the fucking job. Or no, it's like my third day on the job. And I get off super early. It's like 1:00, right? And I'm like sick. I'm gonna drive home, beat traffic, whatever. And then all of a sudden the sweats hit me. I get the runs. That's what it's called. Like I finally have, I can know what to call it. So I fucking
diarrhea.
No, well, yeah. So fucking there's one gas station that I know of that's like the nicest gas station bathroom. Like they have jazz music that plays there, and they fucking have like, it's nice smelling every time you go in there. They clean. It's almost like they clean after everybody takes a shit in there, and they have decent toilet paper, So I'm like so stoked because I'm like, well, I'm right by this exit, make a pit stop. I fucking pull over. Gas station is under construction. And they have a fucking porta potty. So I'm like, fuck, dude, I got to go into this fucking porta potty, right? So I go into the porta potty and fucking, I look at like the little, like last time it was maintained, and it was like 3 days prior. It smelled like death. And it was like it's like a room sized porta potty that they had there because it's going to be there for a while. So I go and I sit down. I'm like clean, wiping the fucking seat down. I like in American Pie, like when the guy has to take a shit and he like puts like 10 pieces of toilet paper on the seat. Like that's me, in there. And I sit down. And I'm all fucked up, and my stomach's all fucked up. I'm in there for like 40 minutes, bro. And I'm parked at a gas pump, even though I didn't need gas. So like, and it was a busy ass gas station, but there was nowhere else to park. So I'm being an asshole too. And like other people like can't pump their gas or like get in and out the right way and drive through. And I'm in there. I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. Like what I'm prepared for like to step out and someone to be mad at me. And I'm going to say I had diarrhea. Like, what are you going to do? Like, my stomach is fucked up. You want to go see what I did?
Not wash my hands.
Yeah. You can't wash your hands in the porta potty. So anyways, I'm sitting in there and I stand up and I fucking, do the best or whatever to like clean up. And I realized that the porta potty was leaking right under where my left boot was, bro. And fucking my left boot stank like porta potty. Like it was like, I don't know if it was pee or like the blue stuff that, they put in the porta potty.
It is everything. Everything.
My boot was marinating in it for like a good fucking 20 minutes the whole time I'm, in there. I get out. I'm like, well, I'm ready to get the fuck home. And I get in the car and I'm like, I need to take a shower as soon as I get home. Right as I'm about to pull out of the parking lot, hot sweats again. I got to fucking go back in there. So round 2, I'm like, I hope there's nobody in this, fucking porta potty. Get back in the car. driving fucking home, another pit stop. So it was like 3 pit stops at this fucking point that I had to make because I'm not going to do it again in a work car, especially a new one that I just got. And then, I got home and fucking showered. That was my battle this week. That was what I had to go through. And the whole time I'm like, just thinking I don't want to fucking shit in my car ever again.
I feel like you should at least shit in it once.
No, fuck you, dude. I'm not shitting in the car again. That's
at least once. I mean, okay, so you shit in the car you had before it, right? Multiple times.
Like, I want to say 3 times. Two times.
Didn't you not shit in the vehicle you had before that one as well?
Before that, I shit working on the vehicle that I had before that.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I had to like put in like oil. Like my wife had to go somewhere and this car that I had was a piece of shit.
Sounds like you had to let some out.
Yeah.
I had to top it off.
That had to be let out.
But I had to keep this thing topped off. Like every time I would drive it, I'd always have to top it off so that way I could go take a shit. And that made no sense what I just said.
That's the only way I could take a shit.
No, I had to top it off. It was the only way I could go anywhere. And my wife like had to leave somewhere. And she's like, "Can you go put oil in the car?" 'Cause she didn't know how to do it. And I'm like, "All right, like I'll go do it, but I got to go to the bathroom. Can I go to the bathroom first?" She's like, "I have to leave right now." So I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I fucking go out the front door and I forgot to unlock the bottom lock on the door. So I go up, or no, it wasn't that I didn't unlock it. I left it unlocked. But I go up there and I start fucking pouring the oil down into the thing, and I have to shit. Like I'm like standing there, I'm pinching it, bro. Like it's prairie dogging it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, this sucks. And all the neighbors are out, like they just happen to be out mowing their lawns and everything. And I'm like, I am not gonna awkwardly shuffle like fucking, because I had a gate and like a long walkway, everyone can see me.
Yeah.
I'm not doing the walk of shame, like, with shit in my pants. So I fucking like, I duck and I like go beeline it for the fucking side of my house through the side gate. And I go through the back and I try to open up the sliding glass door and it's like locked and I'm banging on the fucking door like for my life. And I'm trying to get my wife to like come and open the fucking door. And then she finally hears me and comes over and she's like, "What's going on? Why the fuck are you at the back door?" I'm like, "I shit myself like in front of the neighbors and I didn't want to come in through the front door because then they'd see me. They would know for sure that I shit myself." And that was the last time I shit myself before doing it in a vehicle. But yeah, no, I feel like it happens, to everybody.
Maybe you're just super comfortable,
Yeah.
I'm just comfortable all the time. I'm not comfortable when it happens. It sucks.
Let it out.
I hate it. You got to throw your underwear away. You got to fucking take a shower. You got to fucking sanitize after it. It's disgusting.
It is disgusting. It is. You are thoroughly disgusting.
You've never shit yourself.
No.
No,
bro. I always make it to the bathroom
every time. Not even you, Craw Daddy.
Every time.
You serious? No, I don't believe that. I feel like everybody's done it at least one time.
Okay, well, of course everybody's done it.
Not when they're a baby. Or,
I've done it like 17,000 times. When I was like 2, probably. 2 and before.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you can be all high and mighty on your never shit yourself horse, but fucking I fucking.
All right, you know what? Fine. I'm just gonna do it right now. Hold on.
Do it. Just let it out.
Oh, I got nothing, bro. Nothing.
You've never sharted? You've never sharted ever?
No, bro.
Shut up! You're lying. That's a lie. If you think
it's gonna be questionable, then you don't do it.
You're a liar. If you think it's gonna be
questionable, you don't do it. You know what I do?
How do you know it's gonna be questionable if you have no point of reference and you've never sharted before?
Because it feels like it's gonna hurt. I don't know.
That doesn't feel like it's gonna hurt.
It feels like it's gonna be like sharp and burny.
What is that? What you're saying? I think you have Crohn's, dude. If your shit is burning and hurts, you sound like you got Crohn's.
Motherfucker has Crohn's.
Mr. Beast has Crohn's.
Oh,
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Well, why are you not surprised? Because the face he's always making.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Why?
I don't know why.
He's got the face.
I like
that guy. He looks like he takes painful shits. I don't know.
That guy looks like he got Crohn's.
That guy looks.
Speaking of Mr. Beast, you were talking about it last time. His chocolate, and I found some at the store.
Oh, you got some? We're not sponsored by that. Take that shit off.
Oh.
No, it's pretty good though. You like it?
I haven't tried it yet. I was going to try it.
Yeah, go ahead and eat
good?
it. Just but don't give us your opinion on it because then you're advertising for it. So just fucking eat it and
Just
keep
say
a
it
straight
tastes
face.
like trash.
Say I'm not gonna. You got to say I'm not gonna tell you what it tasted like.
I'm not even going to enjoy this.
He's gonna take a bite out of it.
You're gonna
and
eat
look
it.
dead into the camera.
Give us one good crunch in the mic and then get away from the mic. Because if you do it all in the mic, it didn't even make a noise. Good. That's good. That's how I'd like. That's because it isn't crunchy. Clearly, it's not that great. But yeah, man. Oh shit! It's the fucking our hot young stud guest of the night is back.
Dude, why did that genuinely scare me?
Abawate's
He's
I am
returned
the
from
ghost
the
of
dead.
Abawate.
He said he was taking his dog out. What he was really doing was being in
Channeling.
contact with every Hapawate on Facebook and Instagram at the same time.
Yeah, all three of
found
them.
him.
All
He sent
seven
them
of
to
them.
Mavizzle's house, like right now. They're gonna fight him.
That work?
I think Hapawate doesn't know how to make a Facebook. Like that's probably why I can't find him.
Probably.
That's the reason you can't find Abawate. Sure it is. Sure it is.
He pre-blocked you when Facebook
Who's
came
that
out.
outside your window, Mavis?
Fuck you. You made me look.
You actually looked. You fucking idiot. I'm sorry.
Fuck you. Wow, man, you mean. You come with the insults, Craw Daddy. Craw Daddy's pent up. We exposed him on like weeks ago for his feet
He's
fetish.
tired of whacking off on his
Now he's
toes.
pissed off. Yeah.
No.
Fuck, dude.
Never.
But yeah, so anyways, yeah, tell us a fight story, Dirt Riffs. You didn't tell us your fight story yet, man. Tell me about the time you fucking John Wicked a bunch of dudes.
You know, I've never really been in a fight either. I try and avoid them.
Really?
Yeah, just try to avoid them.
You go, I'm sorry, stop.
Yeah, usually.
You just
No,
fucking-
I don't do that. No, I don't know. I've been in situations where I thought somebody was going to do something to me, but I was like, you know what? I don't need to be here.
Yeah.
Nice.
They're like, meet me by the trees, and you're like, yeah,
I don't
I'll
know,
see
man.
you there. And then you just
When
don't
it comes to fighting, I mean, I've seen fights that were pretty gnarly. I mean, I was on mushrooms one time and I saw these two dudes fighting each other, and it was wild.
It was just two trees.
They were going-
You
It
ever
was
been
just a
beaten
really
up?
windy day, and they were two trees.
You ever been beaten up by a girl? Can you give me your number?
Fuck, you kind of reminded me, though. There was one time I was supposed to fight this kid. Because, like, we both asked out the same chick, like, literally the same day in the same class. He did it right after I, like, asked her, like, homecoming or some shit. And she said no to both of us. But I was like, I said, fuck you. We're fighting by the trees after school. So we go out there, and the guy's dad is a cop. So he's like, he keeps saying to me, he's just, like, standing there, like, with his fists up. And he's like, hit me first. And I'm like,
the cop is telling you to hit him?
huh? No, the dude, the cop's son, this guy I went to school with. so I'm standing there though, and I'm like fucking, I'm like, because I did taekwondo, so I could do some shit. So I'm like Bruce Lee. I'm standing there, and
He's basically a badass.
I'm like testing my range and shit, but I didn't, I like didn't do anything. And there was this girl there. My cousin was there, and there was this girl there that I told my friend, I was like, hey, make sure that, this fucking, this chick's there, because I want her to see, I want her to see me kick this dude's ass, So I'm standing there, and like, he's like, my dad's a cop. Hit me first. My dad's a cop, and fucking, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to fight this dude. Like it was super uneventful. I ended up leaving, and I look, and my cousin and that chick are gone. So I go over to my cousin's house and fucking, yeah, my cousin's house. I go in there, and they're making out on his couch. And I was like, damn, I got swooped twice in one day, dude.
Yeah. He got done dirty that day.
That was pretty
You
bad.
still talk to your cousin?
Yeah,
You
he's cool.
you should have pitted your cousin and the other guy against each other. Then that could have been you.
That's what
Or
I
you
should
should
have
have
done.
started carrying around a purse full of pins you could just throw at them
Yeah.
all the
just
time.
Off in
fucking-
the distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just take him
Next to
out,
the
dude.
cop.
Um, I was going to say something about your fight, but what the fuck was I going to say?
That's pretty good.
Hang on. It's good weed. Hang on. The fight. Oh, I remember. There's this girl who lived down the road from me. Her name was, I think it was Nikki, right? And I drove by her house once, and I don't know if I thought she was with somebody I thought I knew, but I yelled something like, "Hey, what's, whatever," and I kept driving. It wasn't anything vulgar or bad or anything. So her boyfriend says, he's mad at me. It's like, you drove by Nikki's house and said something to her. I'm like, maybe I did. I don't, who gives a shit? What are you fucking
talking police?
Settle down, I can talk to this, And he was all mad and shit like that. So one day he was going to fight with me, I heard. And I go to school. I just come back from LA. I was a big movie buff geek, whatever. And I'd done the NBC tour. I think we had seen The Tonight Show. I was wearing like my NBC t-shirt that you get at the thing. And this guy comes up to me and he says, he's making fun of my shirt. He goes, "Jeffy." And I turn around. It was this guy, this boyfriend of this Nikki girl. And he says, "Nice shirt." And I says to him, "Oh yeah, I hear you like cocks," because it was a peacock, right? Because it was NBC. That's it. He never fought because I think he knew I was too smart and I would just belittle him and mock him. But he was a dick. I mean, imagine a guy that you can't even talk to their girlfriend. It's like, what are you, fucking a caveman, you fucking moron?
That reminds me of that fucking Nick Cage movie. Yeah.
Which one?
The one where Wild at Heart, where he's like on the dance floor and like some random dude tries to dance with this chick and he like freezes everything and like fucking kills the dude. Doesn't he like stab the guy or some shit? He's just fucking crazy. Yeah, dude. That's like fucking.
I've never seen that one before.
That's like the definition of a man right there. Like that Nick Cage in that role. Like fucking that's the man.
I've never seen that movie.
Should aspire to be. He like gets out of in the very beginning. He stabs some dude for looking at his like girl, and then fucking he gets out of prison and he's just hella crazy. And like her parents like hire hitmen to kill him.
Sounds like he's just
yeah. Awesome. It's like his craziest movie. David Lynch directed it, so it's like really out there. Yeah.
There were I think about this often. There was this girl in senior year, cute girl sitting next to me. I knew she was dating a guy in school, but in the middle of class, she just puts her hand on my thigh and leaves it there. And I was just like going, I don't understand what's happening. It's out in the open. Everybody can see. So is this a test? What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to, go, hey, she's into me because she's cute? Or am I supposed to be like, hey, back off, lady, you're spoken for? Yeah, I didn't know what to do. So I just did nothing. I regret doing nothing. I should have done something. What would you have done, boys?
I would have just let it happen.
If it wasn't going to be me, it's just going to be somebody else whose thigh her hand is on.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mavizzle?
I would have just whipped that shit out right there. You gotta capitalize on every opportunity, especially you
never know when you're gonna have to shit. I mean,
yeah. You never know.
It's like I'm not pooping right now.
I might have to go shit myself and I have to run to the bathroom in fucking 3 minutes. The hot sweats hit me. I gotta.
It's like, don't you have to shit in a Mavizzle? Not right now. Yeah. Time's ticking, honey. Let's do this shit.
I'm holding it.
And to relapse the inevitable, she gets her hand and slaps it on Mavizzle's stomach, and then
you would have said you would have done
font of just shit liquid, and it propels her like turbojets through the window. Like
Crawdad lied. What he really would have done, what Crawdad really would have done is he would have said, not the hand, give me your foot. Put your foot up here.
He would have been like, not the hand, give me your penis. That's what he would have said.
Yeah.
And again, nothing wrong with that. I'm not shaming. I got a gay brother. I'm all into the LGBT. I'm great. But, you know.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You
got to do what you got to do. Absolutely.
No, but what's it called? When it comes to fight stories, I actually have a good one.
Oh, yeah.
So this one was, hang on.
Did you write? Do you have this on your calendar?
Fight diary.
He's looking at this.
No, because I have a picture. This happened back in.
Do you have a picture?
Are you on Reddit? Are you just reading some shit somebody wrote?
Dude, look, I got fucking proof.
It's literally a picture of Cross.
Put it closer. Put it closer. It's just all
white. Is that the cover of Liquid's album? What am I looking at? What?
Oh, you got a black eye. Craw Daddy with the black eye.
Okay. So how'd you get it? What happened?
Okay, so there's this band called DRI. We went to go see them in 2022. And then I heard there's this jackass in the scene. He kept on like beating up his girlfriend and none of us liked him. So then nobody like stepped up to him. So I was like, fuck it. I'll be the one to like tell him he's not welcome here. So we're there in the mosh pit and stuff.
And then he kicked your ass.
Wait, hold up.
No, I'm just playing.
He did not. But we're getting there. So then, like, I see him and I'm like, motherfucker, this is my chance. So I charge up my elbow, fucking get him across the face. And then, like, the first one, he just gets unfazed by it. He doesn't see me. And I got him good because he was like, oh, shit.
But you were doing it like the mosh pit. You weren't doing it like I'm attacking you. It was like, oh, yeah, it's a crazy mosh pit.
Yeah, the first one was like, okay.
Right,
like,
okay.
Bad. And then the second time around, like, I accidentally went near him again and did it. And then he took offense to it. And then he freaking, like, got me like that. And I was like, oh, shit, okay. So he's going at it now. So he has me like that, and then I'm like hammering fucking down on him. Legit, all my friends see it. They try to like pull me away as quick as possible because I'm still fucking like laying it down on him for a bit. It took like 10 people to get me off.
Yeah, dude.
But how'd you get a black eye?
Oh yeah. So then towards the end, I was like, fuck. Since they separated me from him, I like went back up to him again and just fucking got him across the face one more time. I went like back into the crowd and then like he got the cheap shot near the end and that's how he got me.
Oh, he got the cheap shot. I understand. Yeah. I mean, that's good. You kicked his ass given that he's a fucking abuser. I mean, that's pretty good. Did he know why? Or to this day, he's like, I don't know.
Some guy just kicked my ass.
What's it called? No, he knew why. He's been begging like for apologies and stuff. He literally like cried in front of my friends. What was it like last year being like, oh, I'm sorry for hitting Andrew.
Yeah, but what about the girl though? I mean, is he aware the reason you attacked him is because he's beats up his girlfriend?
No, I don't think
then how is he gonna learn his lesson? He's just like,
I know what he did that night.
You know,
he
went
home and beat up his girlfriend.
Probably.
Yeah, he probably did.
He's like, I just got my ass kicked.
So
now you're getting your ass
basically are a fucking abuser. In a roundabout way, you beat women.
Crawdad's like, no, Crawdad. The thing about Crawdad though, and I'll vouch for this guy. No, he's literally the nicest. Crawdad's like I couldn't like he's like the nicest guy that I know, like in the community.
How tall are you, Crawdad?
Me, I'm like, well, from Laredo here, everyone's pretty short, so I'm like 5'5".
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What I was wondering is because if you're really big, like when people say, "Oh, he's the nicest guy," but you're like big, it's like who gives a shit? What else are you going to be when you're that big? Because no one can fuck with
a monster.
But if you're 5'5" and you're the nicest guy, then you have a good heart. You're a good human. You were raised well. You're a grown man living with a toy octopus on his wall. But that said, you were raised well. because it's the ones who can still get their ass kicked but do the right thing that are the actual heroes. It's the ones that are like, oh yeah, you're 6'4" and you're 300 pounds. You're nice to everybody because your life has been fucking easy as shit because nobody fucks with you. Am I right? Yeah.
No, yeah, you summed it up.
Yeah.
So
you hit it right on the nail.
You know what though? Being the big guy,
hit it right on the nail.
I knew this guy we used to call Willie Lump Lump, and it was because he had two big ass lumps.
I'm
not lying.
He was Hopawate.
I'm not lying.
Is anybody in your fantasy world named Normal anything?
This dude. No, it's
I see your
skills have you met?
Let me give you a little lesson. Here's my TED talk on bullshitting. It's okay to sort of turn up the knob of unbelievability.
I swear to God.
But you've got to buttress it with some stuff that's believable. Like, there was this one guy named Jim, and then tell the story. But we've come from Hopawate now to, I'm sorry, what was his name again? This new guy? This new character?
I get it.
No, do it. What was his name?
Fuck, dude. Willie Lump Lump. Willie Lump Lump.
Lump Lump. Come the fuck on.
No.
Willy Wonka.
We called him that because he had these big ass lumps like the size of balls.
Oh my God.
Like the size of like baseballs on the back of his fucking head.
Birds.
So, that's the thing.
You were horrible asshole children making fun of something he had no control over.
That's what. Well, I wasn't a child. I was an adult.
No control.
I was probably like 25. And because we used to buy weed off this guy. So that's how we knew him. And we just we were watching this. No, we were watching this documentary that was about the fucking guy, Ricky Ross or whatever, the one they made that Snowfall show about or whatever. It was like some gangster dude, and there was a guy named Willie Lump Lump in that documentary, and I was like, oh, that's so-and-so. That's what I told my boy, and he goes, why do you call him that? I said, because he got those two big-ass lumps. He's Willie Lump Lump. So we just kept calling him Willie Lump Lump from that point on, and we asked him, we're like, what the fuck? How did you get those two big-ass lumps on the back of your head? And he's a big-ass dude, bald-headed, white dude, and he's like, I was at the bar, this little bar that's like, tweaker bar in the town. It's like a really bad neighborhood. He's like, I was at the bar and I'm sitting there and there are these two guys that were just giving me shit and they're saying they could kick my ass, because they were small guys, and they were just fucking with him to fuck with him. So he's like, I just tried to walk out of there, man, and fucking one of them comes at me with the crowbar, hit me in the back of the head 2 times. I wake up in the hospital. He like was in like a coma and shit, came out of it with 2 fucking lumps on the back of his head, and that's how he became Willie Lump Lump. So
they didn't go away.
They just grew
permanently disfigured.
So he said he went to the doctor, and the doctor said they need to do like a scan on it or whatever, CT scan, CAT scan, and fucking the doctor said this can either be life threatening or something totally benign that we can remove, and he didn't want to find out if it was life threatening or not. So he just kept them for fucking years until he actually he had COVID and almost died. And at that same time, they just did the CAT scan on him because they intubated him and everything. Like he almost died in the hospital.
So what were they?
They ended up being 2 giant fucking balls of like pus, like abscesses that fucking grew on his shit. And he ended up having to get them removed because they were like, yeah, if this shit breaks or goes to his brain, it will kill him. So he actually ended up getting the surgery. So he's not Willie Lump Lump anymore.
Did he have to change his mailing address and stuff and voting registration?
No, he went by, I don't want to say his real name on here, but he fucking, we called him Willie Lump Lump, and now we got to find something else to call him. Or we could use his real name,
I like Willie Lump Lump.
Yeah.
It's not Hopawate.
Hopawate versus Willie Lump Lump.
Willie Lump Lump wins every day. Really? Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, he was a tough dude.
I'm going for Hopawate.
Willie Lump Lump he was such a bad gambling addict. Like he used to do this thing every time people come over to his house. He'd be like, I bet you $20 I'd do this. I'll throw this and my dog will get it. Like it was like a thing, right? and there was he would win.
What a dumb bet.
He would win.
I bet you $20 that person's going to eat something this morning.
But check it out. So he did it.
$20. I'm going to take a shit in my car at some point.
He did it.
$20 is a sure thing.
He did it.
They won't bet on that.
He did it every time. time. He did it every
you
time,
gotta start
right?
betting the liquidity of the shit or the time of day. But then you can make some real money. But if it's like, well, yeah, of course he's gonna shit in his car.
Well, so then one day his friend shows up and says, "Hey man, you want to, the bet comes up or whatever." And he goes, "Yeah, I bet you how about this $100?" So he goes, "Okay." So he's like, "Fuck yeah, I'll get this 100." And the dog doesn't go get it, right? That dude came with bacon in his pocket. And the dog was just all over him, didn't even give a fuck about it. So he lost his fucking bet. Yeah.
God, that Willie Lump Lump was a nut, man. I love these stories when he does that.
He was a good dude. Yeah.
He was a good dude.
Willie
Lump Lump.
What a good man.
He was like a neighbor to my friend. So like we used to hear him talking to his dog, like yelling at his dog all the time in the backyard. He lived in a trailer in this backyard.
Why am I surprised?
he like rented the backyard
by the river.
And fucking,
that's right.
Yeah, right.
And fucking he'd be like talking to his dog. He called his dog his son. It was a pit bull. He's like, "My son, get over here, my son." He's like, "Oh, I love you. Yeah, I love you, son. I love you."
And then Mr. T from Rocky 3. Why is this like lump lump?
But then he'd be hella mad at the dog. He'd be like, "You motherfucker, you shit in the trailer again." Like just, it was good. You just hear him all the time in the backyard, like either loving or hating this dog. It was the only time you'd hear him.
That was because of the lumps, bro.
Yeah, the lumps did the talking.
That was because of the lumps.
Damn.
He didn't have a say.
The lumps were sentient.
Schedule wise, I don't have tons more time. So if we want to get to that last topic, we should probably do it. If you want me on for that topic.
Yeah, go for it, Craw Dad. Let's bring it up.
Nice. I got it right
good
here.
Good segue.
So the final topic for tonight.
Good segue.
It was a segue. I mean, shit.
It was a segue. Is that a Bible, Mr. Trump? Is that the Bible? It's a Bible. Remember that? Anyway. Yeah. Excellent. Just was curious about the writing. Okay. Anyway, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Okay, so the final topic for tonight is about grave robbing, or otherwise known as body snatching. Now, it starts off like this. The dark practice of body snatching is directly tied to advancements in the study of anatomy and medicine. The term was coined to describe the act of secretly removing corpses from graves for sale, primarily to medical schools where they used for dissection and anatomy lessons. The first known case was in Bologna in 1319 with some 4 medical students. And they conducted public dissection of the bodies and whatnot.
Oh, that's gross. Yeah, I'm fucking with nothing when it's dead, man. That shit's, you got to be built different to like fuck with some dead shit. Unless it's like
It was a huge business though back in the 1800s.
Yeah,
it really was.
In the 17th and 18th century, it was in its epic proportions. That's where it like reached its max around the world. And they would use them for like public executions. There was a traditional source of cadavers for the body snatching and whatnot, and like mainly for schools and anatomy. So that was the main reason for like grave robbing.
You know, one of the most famous grave robbers?
No, who's that?
Come on now. You know.
Oh, I don't know.
Ben Franklin. He had he had a whole downstairs in his little secret lair of dead bodies that he had gotten because he wanted to study anatomy. You know, he was interested in everything.
Oh shit!
And
that's what he said. That's what he said.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, do you know the most famous body ever stolen? No.
No,
Elvis.
Papa Watson. No, it was Charlie Chaplin's body was stolen.
Oh, they took his body?
Yeah, they wanted $600,000. He died in 1977, and they these 2 dudes just stole his body, sent a picture of the coffin to his wife, and said, "Give us $600,000, or we're gonna hurt your children, and you're never gonna see the body again." She's like, "I bury him. I didn't expect to ever see it again anyway." But whatever. But the cops eventually caught him. But there's the skulls of is it Brahms and another one, like two famous composers were stolen. And then, the teeth. There was a guy on YouTube and he filmed himself robbing graves. This is obviously semi-modern days, like 10 years ago. And he stole the teeth of these two famous composers and he showed it. He's arrested now. He's in jail, but it's kind of weird. People, they tried to steal Elvis's body, but they couldn't. Chaplin's grave is covered in concrete because they were like, we don't want anyone else to steal it. That's why when you go to certain cemeteries, you'll see old graves that have the cages. They're very rare, but you can see like a chicken wire metal cage over it so they can't steal the bodies and stuff. But it's weird, man. I wanted my dad's skull. I wasn't going to rob the grave, but I still think that would be cool to have.
It would.
I mean, clean, of course, and after he died, of course.
I'd put it in a room where I wouldn't have to see it all the shelf.
I mean, it's just a skull. And it's my dad,
Yeah.
People wear fucking ashes, and people.
Yeah, true.
People have tattoos with the ashes,
tattooed and everything.
So
I get my dog tattooed into me because I love that guy. All he did is love me.
Dogs are the greatest creatures.
Called? I know you have your homie on your legs.
Yeah, I got fucking Mike on my leg. Yeah. We have a
I'm
friend.
Excited you have a normal name friend in your life.
Yeah, he was a guy I interviewed, and I got him tattooed on my leg.
What's they call it? His last name is Celium.
And then
his last name is like the Kung Bushman. You have little clicks and shit you got to do.
But yeah, no. Then it got infected though, so it was all fucked up. Yeah, I thought I was gonna lose my leg, and there was a guy that kept his leg though. I saw I think it was like some TV show.
I saw that.
Yeah, the How To with John. What's it called or the fuck?
I don't know. I did a video on this ages ago, but he was a science teacher, right? He lost his arm, is what it was, and he kept it.
Yeah, that's
and now
weird.
And he showed it to his students, and it decayed over time, of course. And you know what he did to clean it off? He put it in a trash bag, and then filled the trash bag with a certain kind of insect. I forget what it was at this point, but they will basically clean a skeleton clean.
Oh, yeah.
And what he had was a pristine bone arm, and he would walk around the school and show kids and stuff. And now it's in his kitchen as a mounted display. You can see it on the internet. It's crazy. I don't know what
it's a ladle.
It's a back scratcher.
It's a back scratcher now.
Yeah.
That's how you know you're old when you like back scratchers. Like I used to when I was young. I always thought they were funny, and then now I'm like, I fucking need it. Like I can't live without that shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Feels so good.
That'd be cool to have a fucking person's arm as a back scratcher, though. There was this dude that in the death metal world that I guess he was a doctor and he couldn't get bodies like very easily, and he was also an artist at the same time or some shit. And he went down to Mexico where you could like easily get bodies or some shit. And he made a very famous album art cover. There's this band called Devourment. And it's called,
guy's name is Joel Peter Whitkin, right?
I don't know how you knew that, but it probably is. I don't. Yeah.
His art for inspiration for Twisted Metal Black.
Yeah, it has the headless with the dick out, right? Yeah, molesting the decapitated. That fucking no way.
He would steal bodies and get them from hospitals that under the not legally, and he would do art with them. And
he's a savage for that. That's fucking crazy.
I didn't even know that.
Wild.
Yeah, that shit was real. That fucking that guy, headless guy with his wiener out. Imagine how embarrassing that must be.
I saw an X-ray the other day that had a.
They can't see your face, so it can't be that embarrassing.
Oh, what was the episode you saw the other day?
No, I saw an X-ray of what it looks like getting a blowjob with an X-ray. Not the X-ray gives you the blowjob, but they filmed people doing a blowjob through an X-ray. It was on Twitter. Right. It was really fascinating to actually see. I don't know why we're talking about this.
Yeah, it probably
the headless guy doing his blowing himself.
They say that a dentist like can tell if someone was sucking on something just by looking at like certain bruising patterns in their mouth when they're doing their exam. So that's why they say it's never good to like do that before you go to the dentist, because they'll know.
I thought it was just all the semen swimming around.
Yeah, it could be that too.
Teeth.
They're still just chilling there.
Oh yeah, they got a shelf life of at least 6 hours.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. I don't know if that's true.
You just make that up.
Making that shit up, man.
Yeah, man. Fucking fuck. Yeah.
But dead bodies, man. Right? Am I right? Dead bodies. I wasn't as freaked out by seeing my parents in their coffins. I thought I would be, but I didn't mind kissing them and, touching them. And, it was, it's just, it is weird. It's a very cliche thing to say, but they do feel, and I'm not saying I believe or don't believe in a soul or a spirit or any of that stuff. I have no clue, but it doesn't feel like them. I mean, there's definitely, whether it's pure physiological, there's nothing spiritual, or whether there is, when someone dies and you're looking at the body, it's a different entity. It's not even like you're seeing the person you love, it's just like no one's in there, it's kind of cool.
That's crazy, man. Yeah. I've seen a lot.
That's pretty interesting.
We had like, I want to say like back-to-back funerals in my family when I was young, like from the age of like 10, 11, in between 10 to 15. I want to say I went to like probably 4 or 5 funerals and open casket, all of them. And yeah, it was strange. I couldn't really process it at that age, because it was just like, like, okay, like they would literally say, all right, time to look at them for the last time. And I'm like, okay, like I'd fucking go up and look and be like they're not here anymore. Like, yeah, it's kind of weird, like it's more like the eulogies, like, were the sad part at funerals than the fucking actual, like, seeing the shit there, like and I've seen people like freak out at the body, like I've seen people like crying on the ground as they're lowering, the body and shit. That shit's crazy, man. Like I get it. It's grieving. It's not like bizarre, but it's just like, fuck. It's a crazy thing to see. You're just like, fuck. Like,
there was a woman in 1503 whose sister had died, and she was late to the funeral. This is a real thing. It's not making this up. And she goes, and she's like, I need to see her one more time because she missed the funeral. And they said, okay. I don't know if they had lowered the casket or what, but they opened the casket up, and the sister sat up, and she was still alive, and she lived for like another 45, 50 years. Absolutely true story. Isn't that nuts? She would have been totally buried alive. She would have woken up. Can you imagine?
Well, they used to do something for that like a long time ago, way back in the day, where they had the bell.
They would have the bell.
Huh?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So just
but how would you know? You wake up and you're fucking in a like dark box.
But it was
you can't
so part
see
of
anything.
but it was so part of the culture that I imagine if you woke up and you're like, oh, there should be a string here. Ding, ding, ding,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it was today, you would be like, can you imagine what that must be like? It's just like,
that would suck.
If I die, make sure I'm fucking dead.
Mr. Beast did it. It wasn't too bad. Mr. Beast did it for 7 days.
He did not. Did he really?
He did. Yeah, he did 7 days in a fucking casket.
I don't believe that.
Did he bring food with him?
Yeah, he had a shit ton of food and piss bottles and all that stuff.
Did he have anything to do?
He had entertainment. Yeah, he had I think
so it was like living in a New York apartment then. Big deal.
Yeah. Not too bad. But there was this one dude that stole a fucking body. There's a song about it called Death Mask Divine by this band called the Black Dahlia Murder. And it's a true story. It's about this dude who was a doctor who was in love with this chick that was fucking, she got tuberculosis and he was in love with her.
She was 19, right? He was older.
Yeah. And she wasn't fucking with him, but he took care of her, when she was dying. He tried to save her life. And then when she died, he fucking took her body and stuffed it and did all this shit to keep it, from rotting. And the neighbors said they saw him dancing with her inside the house and fucking, oh God, that's disgusting. Yeah. He finally had her.
I think there's a picture actually on the internet of this. Cause he did stuff with the face. It wasn't paper mache, but he did stuff to keep it from falling apart and stuff. So it kind of very quickly stopped looking like a dead body and almost started looking like a mannequin kind of thing.
Right.
Those are the ones that fascinate me. There was a story we talked about on one of the shows I did, where there was a TV show, The $6 Million Man, Bionic Man, whatever, back in the day. And they shot at a theme park. And one of the scenes was in a haunted house, like a dark ride that you rode through. And there was a mummy kind of cowboy, whatever it was. And the cameraman was telling the lighting guy, it's like, go over there and just kind of move his arm a little bit because it's casting a shadow. And the cameraman went and he moved the arm and the whole thing broke. And they realized, oh shit, this is a real body.
They just fucked it up.
Well, they didn't know. Nobody knew, because what it was there was literally a guy in the Old West, and he was on display at the what do you call the guy who buries people? The
mortician.
He was on display in the window, and kids would come up and give him 5 cents to see him in the back room sometime. It was like a way to advertise his services. But he was so well preserved that he just kind of got passed on. He ended up like in a prop warehouse, and then he ended up in a fucking haunted house in Orange County, and it ended up being on the $6 Million Man. And then they realized, oh shit, this is a real person. And
that's incredible.
Yeah, it's absolutely nuts.
Crazy.
Absolutely nuts, man.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy,
gross.
man. I would have never imagined. I guess I could have thought of it, but as far as like the grave robbing thing goes, I definitely could see like
you could do it. You could do it.
I was thinking like actual robbing, like was there a point in time where people would actually get buried with their shit that was important to them or whatever?
The pharaohs.
Yeah. And then like people go in and like take their shit or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, wasn't there like they were doing that in, like during the plague and shit? There was a chick that was notorious. She was like immune to the plague, and she would go around and like take all the belongings, and she was always fitted in like the nicest clothes and jewelry and shit, because she would just go out and just take all the shit off the other dead bodies. And she had a name. I fucking forgot what it was, but yeah,
her last name was her last name. I think her first name was Annie Thrift. And that's where we get the name thrifting from.
No way.
Yeah. That's where
how the fuck do you know this? You're like a fucking encyclopedia.
I do a show called I Love the Weird once a month, which is different than video games. It's all about these weird things. That said, though, I totally just made up Annie Thrift. That would be great.
Yeah.
But that is.
I just Googled Annie Thrift. There is a lady. There's an obituary
thing.
Yeah, you're right. Fuck you, bitch.
That's for the Hopawate thing earlier.
That's true. No, that's
Mikey
really
Lump
true.
Lump.
And they give birth to Mikey Lump Lump. I mean,
Willie Lump Lump.
Like that Drop Dead Fred movie. It's just your imagination.
Oh my god,
that's fucked up. No, it's Hopawate is real. I gotta find him now.
Yeah, you gotta find him.
We're gonna have him as a guest one day.
Now.
You're like Big Bird on Sesame Street, and Hoppawate's like Snuffleupagus for you, and it's like he's not real. It's not real. I saw him, Mom. I saw Hoppawate. Okay.
His parents, his whole life, were like, "Oh, he's doing the Hopawate thing again."
Oh my god,
honey, what's wrong with our son?
He shits all the time, and he's singing Hopawate.
Who is this Mikey Lump Lump?
It's just fun to say. It's like you're on it's like a really low budget version of The Sopranos, Mikey Lump Lump.
Yeah.
Oh shit, it's Mikey Lump Lump. He's here for payment.
It's The Sopranos as made by Super Jail.
Well. Oh my goodness gracious. I gotta play some Pal World before I go to bed tonight. I think that game's the shit. I like that game. You guys playing that game?
No, I never heard of that.
It's been a minute since
I'm the worst when it comes to video games.
Oh yeah.
I try to play a bunch of games and I always end up going back to Fallout.
Wait, hold up.
Which one?
76, 4, 3, New Vegas.
76, man. My kid just started dating this guy who's she is dating a guy and he is really into Fallout 76. And she came home and said, "Oh, I want to play that." And I said, "Why don't you even play that? You never play video games." But I think that's the coolest thing that, I might make a character now and spy on.
A lot of people shit on it. A lot of people shit on it when
apparently
it
it's
comes out.
gotten a lot better.
It's a great game.
It's gotten a lot. Yeah. A lot of people shit on it when it came out, but apparently it's turned the corner ages ago and is genuinely quite good.
Yeah. And I mean, it's Fallout. It eventually was going to be good no matter what.
Right. True. Hey, look at that.
You got the fucking Yeah, let's go. All right, let's get one out real quick, boys.
All right. Doing it time, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, fuck, man. No, it's an absolute pleasure, man, having you as a guest.
Thank you, guys.
Here.
I sure appreciate you having me. A lot of fun. I hope I didn't hog the mic. I'm high. So what do you want from me?
No, it's killer, man. Yeah, it was a fucking. It was a good time. My face is hurting from how much I've been laughing tonight. So that's how you know we had a good episode. So
all right, well, let me know when it goes on the podcast, and I'll tweet about it and let people know about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it'll be up this week. You have a great one.
All right, you too. Bye, guys. See you later.
Thanks, man.
Right on.
Thank you.
It's fun.
Yeah, everybody, thank you for tuning into another episode of the 3Daddy podcast. We just had the wonderful David Jaffe on as a guest. And fucking subscribe, like. If you're not subscribed to the Patreon, go give us $1. We have a $1 tier where you can get access to this show, early access, and you can support us so we can keep doing this fucking shit and getting fucked up and getting free beers from Stone. So
hell yeah.
Anything you guys want to say before we get out of this bad boy?
No, that was an absolute blast. That was awesome.
It was fun. I had a blast tonight.
Jaffe's the man.
Jaffe's fucking amazing.
Shouts out to Jaffe for coming by and chilling with us. That was badass.
Yeah, that shit was crazy, man.
It'd be cool to have a part 2 with him.
Yeah, we'll see. He probably never wants to come on this show again. He's probably like, man, these guys are fucking trash.
He was like, nah, that like Craw Daddy kid scares me.
Yeah.
Oh my
he
god!
Kept on like saying weird shit.
Yeah,
and it was always only going over, and we would catch like that last.
I know. I was like, God damn it! Of course, it's in this.
The audio got better though. Yeah, I was like,
it did. Thank God.
But yeah, thank you for tuning in, and this is your 3 daddies saying good night.
Signing out.